total weight in yellow or white gold, only $39.90.
And how about this diamond chain in cultivated?
12.5 carats total weight, collection color and lab grown, only $79.90.
And last but not least, especially this year, 1.5 carat floating diamond pendant.
Collection color and lab grown, only $9.90.
Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line. We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation. Cue finger guns. Really easy. Super stress-free. 5G so fast. Like blazing fast. Games and memes. You'll have a blast. You can get past 5G across 4 lines. You can get past 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4R1 Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Dude, it's time to head to Grandma's for the holiday feast.
I mean, didn't you just smoke a bowl?
Yeah, but it's cool, man. Grandma won't notice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Someone noticed, and it wasn't Grandma. If you think that others can't tell that you've been smoking marijuana and driving high, think again. Always remember, if you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down, now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game and a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He is taking the day off. We got what's your name? He's a new guy. Yeah. Keon Rose, I think. Yeah, in the
first time, long time.
Yeah, in the control room there. If somebody needs to show you where the bathrooms are, let me know. We've got you guys on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Don't talk to me about it being cold. This is not cold. Don't talk to me about it being cold. I don't want to hear anyone saying it's cold. It's cooler, but it's not cold. If it's shorts wearing, t-shirt wearing weather in the middle of the day. I don't care what happened overnight. It's not cold.
Well, I mean, the night counts, though.
You're wearing a hoodie. Are you cold in there?
I'm not really cold, but I'm not cold, and I like hoodies.
Listen, it is not real cold until you've had to scrape 7 frozen raccoons off your windshield in the morning. Okay, that's cold.
Cold is relative because we feel.
My relatives aren't cold at all. Most of them are dead. But okay, I guess they are.
Well, that would be.
Yeah, I guess they're
cold,
a little bit.
That's
cold.
not what I was.
But they're not
to.
complaining about it. I'll tell you that.
I would say because it gets so hot here, when things get to just temperatures that would be average in other places, it feels cold to us because we felt the heat of 120 damn degrees.
It's not cold yet.
So relative to us, yeah. I mean, if I drive home at night, and I do drive home at night, that cold is real to me. That's not fake cold.
Your heater not working?
It takes a little bit, but it gets there eventually.
About the time you get there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like 3/4 of the way home by the time it gets going, but
we need to go fund you a new vehicle.
My poor car is trying. It's hanging in there. It's been 10 valiant years, but it's reaching its limit. Poor thing. Yeah,
might be time. Pickle D says, "What's up, fellas? I got a real knee slapper to share." Oh boy, do I read this?
I don't even know.
Because let me tell you something. From my years of doing stand-up comedy, I've had people say, "Oh, this is funny. You could use this in your act." Guess how many times I was able to use that in my act?
My guess is never, and
0.
This is just from my years of watching comedy.
Yeah.
That almost nobody, there's just a difference between with your friends funny and then actually funny.
But can I tell you, sometimes I really hope for that one person to come up and tell me something. I'm like, I will use that in my act.
I'll defy all expectations. Usually if someone has to tell you the joke is funny before they tell you the joke, it tends not to be that funny.
Well, the other problem is people will come up and say, "Hey, can I got something funny you can use in your act." And if I say, "No, thank you," they still tell you anyway. There's no getting away from it. So one of them might as well provide some fruit, but it has yet to. Pickle D, I have not pre-read your text, but let's see if this is indeed a real knee slapper. Yesterday afternoon, between my regular job and my side hustle, I took down 3/4 of a Costco pizza. I then proceeded to my side hustle, Amazon Flex Delivery, and drew a route in Arcadia. As I approached the house to drop off package, the doorbell lit up and announced, "Hi, you are now being recorded." At this point, a devious plan popped in my head. I promptly turned my back, lifted my leg, and let rip a juicy, bone-rattling fart. I glanced over my shoulder, glaring into the soul of the camera, and in my best Batman voice said, "Merry Christmas." And then I booked it back to my car.
I was entertained by that. That's
yeah, that's not bad.
Part of it helps that it wasn't a joke. It was just a really funny story. Yeah.
It's not stand-up material, but no, that is good. No, that's good. I mean, you're probably going to get a complaint. You're going to get like a negative Yelp review or whatever happens there. And but respect. Give you respect. Molded Tuna Fish says, "You can use this joke I made up in your act. What do you call a kid who doesn't believe in Santa? A rebel without a clause. Get it?" If you have to follow the joke with "get it," it's never funny.
It's not funny. We just
it's pretty bad, but thank you for the attempt. I don't mind. Moist One says, "Good news. Just got back from the doctor, and he said I'm morbidly a beast." No, I don't think he said you're morbidly a beast. I think no, you're a beast. That's fine. Yeah.
Just roll with it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to argue with them. It's fine. 888-368-1580. So, okay, it's Wednesday. And I'll tell you what, if this happens, somebody needs a holly jolly bitch slap. I'm talking about the Ohio State representative, Josh Williams, who introduced a bill that would classify, if you're out there and you plant your flag in the middle of the field, that's a felony. You're just a small person, you son of a bitch. He says it's the Ohio Sportsmanship Act. and he authored this stupid thing. And he says, no person shall plant a flagpole with a flag attached to it in the center of a football field at Ohio Stadium of the Ohio State University on the day of a college football competition, whether before, during, or after the competition. Whoever violates this section is guilty of a felony. 5th-degree felony. It is the least of the felonies, and that's a penalty of 6 months to 12 months in prison, $2,500 fine, and up to 5 years probation. Still a felony, still on your record, and still overkill.
It's still very overkill.
And it just,
you mean there's a potential you could spend 12 months in prison for planting a flag.
Or how about this? Win your game. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Win your game. Shut the hell up.
And you can't convince me that this is about protecting, maybe students who, because there were students who got pepper sprayed and the whole kerfuffle of the
Hey,
thing.
that helps, get them ready for real life.
I mean, maybe, but you can't even argue that that's the thing, because when you make this a very Ohio State specific law, that means that you don't care about the other kids at the other schools.
Nope.
You don't care about those kids that play at Miami of Ohio. You don't care about those kids that play at Bowling Green. You don't care about those kids that play for the Ohio Bobcats. You don't care about anybody else but the Buckeyes. And at that point, what are we doing?
The $100,000 fine from the Big Ten should be enough. Should be.
Yeah. And if you think, and if the university, if Ohio State University thinks that there should be more, they should ask the Big Ten for there to be more. I don't think we need state legislation to specifically basically make something illegal that happens 2 times a decade in specifically Columbus, Ohio, in one specific place on one specific day out of the week. Maybe it's just what are we doing at this point? He authored this bill. You are 36th in the nation in terms of just your overall living in Ohio. Your economy is bottom 10. What? Maybe legislate some of those things before we worry about whether or not students can plant a flag at a football game.
Yeah, this guy just shows how petty and how small Ohio is. You can't take it. You can't take a little, come on. It's not the end. Listen, now I get it. If somebody wants to punch you in the mouth, if you run in there and you plant a flag midfield on their field that they want to punch you in the mouth, maybe win the game. Maybe win the game.
Yeah, defend your field in the game on the field.
Just so dumb. Just a dumb thing to even go out there and waste your time on the floor of the House with. And then, of course, we've got our own guy doing that. We got a guy went out there. We played the audio yesterday from the one guy, I can't remember where from, who was just like, the Texas Longhorns should be thrown out and sent back to the Big 12. And then there's a guy from ASU who came out and he was saying hey, just want to say nice things about Kenny Dillingham and all that. I mean, that's all. Can we do actual stuff instead of this? Is there a way to work on America's problems rather than you upset about a flag? Oh, that should be a felony. This person over here is like, hey, go ASU. I mean, I appreciate it, but there's probably more important things you need to be working on right now.
I think the difference between these things and that thing those were just little moments of I just want to trash talk for my school.
But those are all wastes of time.
They are. But the guy that made the law is wasting even more time.
Yeah, because now people got to vote on it, think about it, talk about it. Ugh.
And of course, he could have been writing some better, actually useful law.
Baker's cocky hens, who says Buckeyes are nothing. How about nothing? He says even Cleveland is distancing themselves from this.
He also stuck that little the Ohio State in the bill too.
No, I noticed that.
It's just okay. You know what? You're just being an idiot right now, and I hate everything about you.
Chosen One says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. I second that this is not cold. I'm from the Midwest. Cold starts at 15 degrees, not 60. You people are soft.
Okay. I am. I'll tell you right now, when it comes to cold, I very much am soft. It doesn't take much for me to be completely inconvenienced by the cold. For me, cold starts at 50. I'm not interested in anything below that. I am not interested in being out in anything below that for any extended period of time. I've lived in places colder than this, but I know that when You have 120 degrees for 2 to 3 months in a year. 50 starts to feel a whole lot colder. It just does.
So I was grilling some steaks last night, and I was out there on the patio, and I was like, whew, it's a little chilly, and it was about 50 degrees. You're right. I didn't put a jacket on or anything. I was just like, if I'd had my robe, I might have put it on. I kind of walk around like the Big Lebowski all day. First chance I get, with cooler weather, I am Big Lebowskiing it. But I got through it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I think 40. Now you're like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm going inside now.
Yeah, everyone's tolerance is different. If you're from the Midwest, I expect your tolerance to be higher. It's colder there.
I was the guy who went to the Midwest for a year. I did radio there for a year. And when it snowed, I got excited and everyone got mad at me.
Yeah.
I was like,
because
this is amazing. Let's
It's just
go
a
do
complete
snow angels.
inconvenience in every way possible. Yeah.
I said, I want to do snow angels in the parking lot. And the engineer was like, yeah, you can do that. I'm like, all right. So I got the equipment, went out there. It's like, I'm on air live. Hey, everybody, it's snowing again. I fell over backwards. That son of a bitch knew it wasn't enough snow. Man, my eyes went bonk right into the
Saw stars
gravel.
a little bit.
I was just like, I can't make a snow angel in this. And the engineer's like, idiot. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So much for Minnesota nice. Yeah, doesn't exist. It's all a lie. Pickle D says that he'll either go viral on one of those TikTok or Instagram reels, or he'll get an email in a couple of days letting him know that he's no longer eligible to deliver for Amazon. He says either way, worth it.
Well, if the consequences are something you're prepared for, have at it, my friend.
No, listen, if you've got a rip roaring fart on deck and that moment presents itself, Pickle D rose to the occasion and he used it for the right reason.
Farts are objectively funny, and I hope that it's the first one for you and not you losing your job.
Let us know how that goes for you. Well, I mean, he has a regular job, and I think his side hustle is the delivery,
right?
thing.
But
So-
you have the side hustle for a reason, I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
good point. Silver Pop says, Jeffrey, I'm in work listening like I usually do. I got the speaker on. I can hear the show. As you told that joke about the fart, I was having a customer sign for their package. She is the owner of a nail salon, so a lot of people heard when you said fart. It was spectacular the way they all look in our direction. The speaker in the phone, I guess, pretty loud. I'm all for that.
I'm glad. You know what? Glad to help. You're welcome.
So you're working in a mailbox place? Is that it? Did I read that right? I mean, as long as it's in your place and everybody hears that and goes, "What the hell?" That's all fine. I mean, I'm happy to plug your mailbox place or whatever it is. But they're signing for a package. I'm assuming that's what that is.
Yeah, something like that.
Moist one says maybe the Browns could play at Ohio Stadium and somebody could hand Deshaun Watson a flag to plant.
Just hope he doesn't know.
God, it's the only way he's going to get convicted. Scratch Me Because says the Ohio Supreme Court found that boneless chicken wings are allowed to have bones in them. That is how dumb these people are.
Yeah. Boneless chicken wings are nuggets, and by definition, do not have bones in them.
If I become emperor, Ohio and Florida will be disconnected from the union. That's it.
Okay.
We don't need Ohio.
We're not. I mean, I'm not gonna.
We don't need Florida.
We really don't.
Okay, so we were talking about yesterday what the armpit of Arizona is, left, right, and how about this? Florida is the penis, and Ohio is the anus. I mean, that's just
That's just national biology right there.
Nobody can argue that fact. I just said factual facty facts. Silver Pop says I deliver for Amazon also. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. See, wait, did you walk into somebody's business with your phone on your belt with the show on a speaker? Well, you shouldn't do
Which
that.
I've actually heard that before. I've heard like Amazon drivers like walk into places and they're just playing it, and it's supposed to be like a quick, hey, sign this and I'm out of here.
Yeah,
but this show, there are enough moments on this show.
You should have earbuds.
Yeah,
you really should have it in your ears, man. Pickle D
unless
says,
you like the looks, in which case, go for it.
well, I mean, it's your life. He says it's a side hustle only during the holidays to recoup the Christmas spending, he says.
No, that's smart.
So he's really hoping he gets that viral video. He says, hey, maybe I'll get one of them Hawk Tua deals or something.
Yeah. Look, you get your opportunity to get your own podcast based on reasons none of us are particularly clear on. And then you make your own cryptocurrency and scam a bunch of people. It's the American way.
Well, there's the other part of that. There is the other part of that where we all get fired together. That's always a possibility.
Well, that's true.
So Walter Mellon says, hey, what about the sports teams in those areas, Jeffrey? Do we keep them? Move them somewhere else in the union? Yes, we've just we moved them to other places that, yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. There's 2 football teams in Ohio, right?
Yeah, you got the Bengals and the Browns.
Bengals and Browns. Let's just wipe them out. Gone. Okay. What do we got?
Wait, why? We'll have 2 teams in the AFC.
Calm down. I got more coming.
Okay.
And then we get rid of the Jaguars. Wait, that's Florida. And the Miami Dolphins. Get rid of those.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, crap. That's now it's getting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, I was.
All right, fine. We won't get rid of them. We'll move them to nicer places. I don't know what these places are yet.
Which is an upgrade for Jacksonville.
Oh, they'll be thrilled.
Yeah,
they will be thrilled. And then, of course, we will black out any transmissions going into Ohio or Florida. And we'll also build walls around them. So, and we'll make them pay for them too. And people from Florida will not be allowed to leave. We don't need more Florida people coming out of Florida.
It's just a quarantine risk. Okay. Florida man can be contagious.
Texas, you're on probation. Just understand that. Don't even think, just the best thing you can do right now, Texas, is be quiet.
which is hard for Texas.
I know they're not going to probably make it.
It's tough.
So, by the way, some Florida boys they left. This is why we got to build a wall. Florida guys, they went to Alaska, right? They moved to Alaska, and last week they got into a fight. They got in an argument, and I guess they brought a couple of friends with them from Florida. One brother had a crocodile. The other brother had an alligator. This is not a joke. This is not a setup. This is a true
like
story.
A true story that just sounds painful.
These 2 dudes in their 30s got into a shoving match, and they were arguing about some anime cartoon, as brothers do.
As you do. Yeah.
As adults do. And things escalated, and the one grabbed the other kid, your pet alligator, threw it out into the snow, right? And then the other guy grabbed the pet crocodile, threw it out in the snow. It was about 30 degrees at the time, and they were in an apartment, so I don't know if it was the fall that. And the other part was this a play date for the crocodile?
Yeah, I'm a little confused on why.
See you later, alligator. See you later. Shut up. Anyway, so I want to now. I know you're going to be surprised. Alcohol was a factor, and
stunning.
So he was, they were driving under the influence and fighting, and then of course the gator got thrown out. That one died. Or it might just be frozen. You know how sometimes the reptiles go into hibernation called brumation, and then heat them up and see what happens. It'll either smell really bad or you'll have a live crocodile. But I'm just saying, this was the premier story about Florida just recently. Do we really want to let them mingle with the rest of the United States?
That's the thing, is like that Florida man kind of has to be contained, and it's unfortunate for all the other people who live in Florida, but we cannot risk Florida man and Florida woman being in other states in the union. Just can't happen.
If Florida man and Ohio woman got together,
oh God. We would be screwed in ways that we can't even fully understand yet.
So I'm going to put a wall there. I'm going to put a wall there. I got my eye on you, Texas, and we'll just see what happens next. That and listen, that's a pretty good reason for you to make me your emperor. I think the best reason was I said, if you own the DVD, if you own the Blu-ray, if you own a CD, any of these things, if you own it, you get the digital copy for free.
That's fair.
Because I already bought it once. Why do I got to keep buying it? I'll make sure that's a law. That by itself, I should be rushed into office immediately. I guarantee you I'll make that happen.
Well, if you're emperor, you basically have carte blanche to do exactly that.
Yeah, I don't even have to go through with it either because I'm emperor. What are you going to do?
Well, maybe
Not
don't
like
say
a
that part.
campaign promise or anything.
Don't say that part out loud.
No, the thing is, I will do it. I will do exactly what I just said. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got all sorts of stuff to talk about, NFL and otherwise. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. This update brought to you by Sport Trade. Download the Sport Trade app and use code VSIN to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
NBA, the Phoenix Suns will be in Salt Lake City Friday night as they take on the Utah Jazz. The Suns have been off since Sunday's loss in Orlando against the Magic and have dropped 3 in a row as they continue to play without Kevin Durant. Utah has dropped 4 of their last 5. They're 5-18 overall and just 2-9 at home. The Arizona Cardinals are a 6-point home favorite Sunday against the New England Patriots. Arizona minus 105 against the spread, while the Patriots getting the 6 at minus 115. On the money line, Patriots are plus 215, Arizona minus 260. The over-under in Glendale is at 45.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AIRPORT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers.
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Thursday Night Football is live on The Fanatic.
The Rams head to San Francisco for a key matchup against the 49ers on Thursday night. 49ers looking for some payback after LA beat them in week 3. But the Rams are coming off a thrilling victory over the Buffalo Bills last Sunday. It's the Rams at 49ers. Thursday Night Football live.
Your home for the NFL in the Valley is 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let's get caught up on the text line here, and then we can try to move on to some things. Devil Hawk says, hey, of course you decided to get rid of the 2 conservative states. Are they? That's really nothing to do with it.
Are those not swing states? I mean, I guess Florida's like definitely red now, but
it's not even about politics, everybody. It's just all the dumb people stories that we get on this show are coming from Ohio or Florida. Outside of that, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, get some dumb stories scattered from across the country, but no place gives us more dumb people than Florida and Ohio. And he says, but if you do that, you'll have to get rid of 2 liberal states too. I don't know. I wasn't even politically motivated, but
Ohio and Florida have been swing states like my whole life.
Sometimes they're Democrat, sometimes they're Republican. I don't think it's
we got
just like Arizona.
Yeah,
Arizona is like that.
Those states are like purple to me.
But if I had to get rid of a couple of states, I don't know.
Is New Jersey blue? Because I hate New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. There's a lot going on there. We don't get as many dumb stories, but you think you would after having seen that show with Snooki and all them people.
That's what I'm saying. Having been to New Jersey and seen the dumb people there for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If we lost New Jersey, I don't think we'd
okay. But I don't know. None of this is politically thought out, Devil Hawk.
It's just you hear the stories about Florida, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear. I mean, there's
a
lot of
show about it. There's a show about Florida man now.
There's a lot of dumb people in Mississippi, but you don't hear about Mississippi, man.
Yeah.
Just like, just not trying to get rid of the red states. It's Florida.
I can't help where dumb people are. Pickle D says, so he says that we'll be his first guests. What do you mean? Your first guests at what? He says you'll be paid handsomely in Costco pizza. I don't know what you're talking about. Pickle D, you may have forgotten part of your text because I don't know what we'd be guests for. Silver Pop says negative on the earbuds. I blast the blender every time I'm working. Wow. Well, okay. I can't guarantee we won't be saying something very wrong when you walk into that funeral home or wherever you go.
Which is always a risk, but I guess you know that already.
Yeah, it reminds me that one listener that went to a funeral. This is back when the app had a little glitch, and the show just kept going off really loud in his pocket during a funeral, and it was like several times, and he kept turning it off, but it kept coming back on. I was like, dude, why didn't you just turn the volume down? And then it wouldn't have been a big deal. But he wasn't bright. So anyway, at your own risk, Silver Pops. Beer Bob says, you don't have to worry about the Jaguars. They'll be out of Jacksonville as soon as they can, probably in Europe somewhere. Yeah, like England. That would make sense, but I don't like the idea of that yet.
I'm not there either.
We get some faster planes. We could take teams there faster. Then maybe it'd be like, it's just a short flight, whatever. But it kind of screws American, football fans from going to games. Kiss the Cook says, feels good to be back home again. A week in the Motor City, and I didn't see Dr. Detroit. Welcome back, Kiss the Cook. Weso Grande says, instead of a law banning planting a flag in the middle of the field, I want to be able to find me anyone caught saying "the" in front of Ohio State. That's what I want to find.
Well, he would never promote that bill because he put it in the bill, which means he's the kind of loser who would say that.
I'll be all for it. I hate that.
Oh, no, I'm in full support of said law.
We just changed "the" to
Oh, my God.
Ohio State.
Oh, no.
Swazman says, hey, Jeffrey, Chicago Sports Radio, Tom Waddle, former Chicago Bear, does this segment or game called Florida or Ohio, where they describe a crime or incident, and then the host has to pick the city or state. That is not an original bit. I think we've done that before. We used to do Apache Junction or Buckeye. We used to have the Redneck Olympics, and I'd get callers from both Buckeye and Apache Junction. They loved it. But yeah, no, it's a real thing.
Oh, no. Oh my God.
Horn Ninja says, hey guys, Ohio and Florida, they're ridiculous. That's why Live PD is filming in those states every weekend. Yeah.
Okay, so let's don't act like it's a political thing. This is just where the crap happens. What do you want?
Making my point. Thank you, Horn Ninja. Quiet Cannon says, a couple more good fires and we'll be done with California. Well, that's horrible. That's horrifying. I think really, a good earthquake that sinks the state would at least give some people a chance to make a swim for it, but then again, they'll end up moving here, then turning here into there. So
be careful what you wish for.
All right, so here's what I'll do. As your emperor, I will start a study to see what it takes to completely detach the state of California from the United States and kind of send it off. Like, you used to put the old people on the ice pack and just send them off, into the water. Let's see if we can do that with California. Or as emperor, all the stuff that is messed up and stupid about California, overruled. Now California would be a great place to be. All I got to do is just say, what's this? That dumb thing? No. What about that dumb thing? No. What about that dumb thing? No. Ta-da! Problem solved. California is now a great place again. Pickle D says, for my new podcast resulting from the viral fart video. Oh, you didn't say that you're going to get a podcast. You really want a podcast?
Because he wanted the Hawk Tua thing. Well, the podcast.
I didn't know the Hawk Tua thing was getting a podcast.
Yeah, she got a podcast, and like some podcast network paid her a bunch of money.
I'm never listening to this. I'm sure she's a nice girl.
Nor should you. I've never listened to it myself, but I remember seeing the news that she got one, and some network gave her a lot of money for it.
Woof. Silver Pop says, I listen to Blender on speaker exactly for moments like that. All right, man. That's cool. Tip of the hat.
Hey, if you embrace the chaos.
If you're going to do it, do it.
Commit to the bit.
Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, as emperor, could you do away with the blackout games? Yes, absolutely.
Easily.
Yeah. There's
unilateral power.
How many seats in a stadium and how many people who live in a community? There's no reason for that anymore. The original reason for that doesn't exist. Oh, yeah. And as emperor, that Sunday ticket would be $20 and not $200. It'd be $30, not $300. Trust me. And they'd be happy to make the money they'd make. Fifth letter says breaking news. It's not breaking news, fifth letter. This is like day old bread of breaking news. Bill Belichick is finalizing a deal with the University of UNC.
Well, that is breaking news because they were just talking before. Now
it's not breaking news. There's all sorts of crap wrong with it. So they are currently in the process. They have been most of the day. And then the problem, there's a lot of problems with what he wants. Now, if they've approved it, and that is breaking news, if they've gone ahead and approved it, I see that everybody's breaking this news. But so some of the stuff, now he must have given up on some stuff because he was wanting some stuff that was kind of crazy. He was also saying, hey, if I come here, there's going to be a succession plan so that Steve, my son, Steve Belichick, would then become coach after I'm done being coach. So it's not like I'm fired and you go hire some. Steve gets to be coach.
Very interesting, which it's not unheard of.
Sure, they said no to that, right?
I would assume so but that's mostly because of who he is, which is he's, as far as North Carolina football is concerned, Bill Belichick is an outsider. Like usually when that kind of thing happens, and it happens fairly often in college football, to be honest, like, oh yeah, no, my son's going to take over. And then it does actually occur. Usually it's somebody who's been there for 15, 20 years. They've done so much winning, or they've been so good to the community or to the program that, yeah, okay, you want to name the heir apparent after you? Sure. You want that guy to be an assistant on your staff or your kid? Then fine, whatever. And I think that maybe that's probably what Bill's priority is here, is making sure his son's got something set up for him.
Because he's 73 years old. And he's like, I'd like to get him out of my basement. He's probably just like LeBron, doing it all for the kids, right?
Now, Steve is an assistant somewhere. Like, I don't think he needs Bill to get him a job, but if Bill wants to get him a head coaching job, then
is this a
this
Licky Lips
works.
guy?
Yeah.
That kid?
Yep.
That's the mullet? Oh,
Same-
no, he
same-
needs help.
same
He
one.
does need help.
Same one.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what he got and what he didn't get. But yeah, no, all day long they've been talking about this. This has been a long conversation, but they're saying, nope, they're finalizing the deal. All right. Average Joe says Belichick's really only interested in getting a college gig to find a younger girlfriend. I don't know how you're going to get a younger girlfriend outside of high school. And even I would hope he'd say that's wrong. George says, actually, Bill Belichick's father served as an assistant coach at UNC back in the 50s. So he has connections there. Not the kind of connections. Where it's his dad was an assistant. That doesn't mean he's got connections.
Like
that just means
he might know some people around, but
he's so damn old. They're all dead. They're all dead. He's 73. They're dead.
This is not a situation.
They're dead
where-
or they are talking to a lamp. You know what I'm saying?
There's
nobody who's helping him.
Yeah, we're
He's
talking
Bill Belichick. That's what's helping him.
When I say a guy's connected, I mean connected with a level of influence too. Like not just, hey, I know some folks around here from way back when.
Suffering A's fan says secession plan. Well, there's an emperor for you. That's what Bill wants to be wherever he goes, it seems like. I thought maybe he'd kind of given some of that up since being in the Patriots. He was like, I want to be the GM. I want to be in charge of everything. Nope. Bill just wants to be emperor wherever he goes.
He's the greatest football coach ever. He's going to be able to make those demands. Now, I don't know if people will agree.
73.
Like I said, people don't have to agree, but those are the demands that he feels like he can make.
Which Washington slow-mo, though? He says Steve Belichick is a defensive coordinator for Washington.
No, University of Washington.
Yeah,
Huskies.
not Commandos.
No.
Okay. No. Taco Kenny says, Jeffrey, any chance you can do a Belichick? And then he smiled because I did. Okay, man.
It's a good impression.
Well, the thing is, it's not even accurate anymore. You know what I mean? When he talks
because
to
he's
the
not
press,
he's not angry enough anymore.
right? No, when he talks to the press, he's just like, I don't want to talk to you, and so I'm trying to make it where you can't use sound bites without wasting time. He's like the guy, who's his name? Tom somebody who has it set up where anytime a telemarketer calls, he gets on the phone, records it, but he trolls them.
Yeah.
That's what Belichick has been doing in the press. But now you see Belichick in any interview, he's just like, hey, guys, what's happening?
Yeah, he's doing that
man,
breakdown
great
with
to be
Peyton
here."
Manning. He looks like he's having so much fun.
Yeah. So it's not the same Belichick anymore. Ringless Joe says, yeah, Bill is not the greatest coach ever. He was carried by Tom Brady's greatness. The players played their heart out for Brady. Belichick is too emotionless to hype a new team up. He'd have the opposite effect and kill all the intensity they have. That is not true, Ringless Joe.
It's not true. And also, like the first 3 Super Bowls, Tom Brady didn't carry anybody. Stop.
Stop. Belichick is with the team, when Belichick is with the players, when they are doing their thing out of the camera's eye, sure, there's a lot of stuff that is true about Bill Belichick. He's no nonsense. He wants everybody to do their jobs, and he's just all about the work. And it's not as much fun maybe working for him as it is Tomlin or something. But as far as his personality goes and the way he communicates, it's 0% like what you've seen in all those interviews over the years. I don't know why he did that, but man, was he committed to that bit.
And the thing is, like, yeah, players would tell people, nah, Bill's actually funny, and nobody would believe him. Because as a coach, they liked him. Maybe not his system, maybe not the way that he ran things, but they liked him. When it came to the being on the field, he's no nonsense. You don't get to make mistakes or goof off.
Pickle D says, I'm quite certain that Billy Boy is some combination of genius, autistic, and maybe bipolar. Again, that whole thing with the press is not real. Whether he's bipolar or not, I can't tell you. But
yeah,
I
hate to diagnose somebody without knowing anything about
him. He
him.
is a genius. Oh, no, I'm happy to do it. I'll diagnose anyone.
All right. I think it's a little reckless. Won't be doing that, but
I'm not. Well, I have no, therapist license to protect, so I'll do it. I don't care. I get no consequences I'll die. Anybody, listen, tell me a little bit about yourself on the text line. I'll diagnose you immediately. I mean, it's not like I'm going to get you out of work with that or anything. It's Beer Bob says, breaking Major League Baseball news. Garrett Crochet traded to Red Sox. White Sox get Kyle Teal and more. Okay.
I think Randy would know who those people are.
I'm not even going to, I'm not even going to argue.
I don't know enough, just so you know.
Big George says, maybe sometimes people need each other to achieve greatness. Tom Brady needed Belichick as much as Belichick needed Brady. Just like Smith and Wesson, Courier and Ives, Johnson and Johnson. Ringless Joe says, the moment Brady left the Patriots, it fell apart and have had no success since. Meanwhile, Brady won a Super Bowl and a whole new team within a couple of years. You mean with the Buccaneers.
It was a great team, though. It was already not a great team, but it was already a team with Mike Evans is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Already had that guy on it. Look at that defense. Devin White. I just think that we've just broken ourselves worshiping quarterbacks. Tom Brady was great. The Buccaneers are not winning a Super Bowl without Tom Brady. And I don't think that Bill Belichick is winning any Super Bowls without Brady. But to say that Brady is the reason it was all going for 20 years, especially those early years, those first 3 Super Bowls, Bill Belichick built the defenses that carried those teams there and quite frankly won them. So no, you don't get to say that Bill Belichick was just a passenger along for the ride. It was just Brady the whole time.
Pickle D says they all needed Aaron Hernandez.
They did not all need Aaron Hernandez.
Fish Tank says,
going there.
Do you think Bill's actually going to do the recruiting? I just don't see him sitting in living rooms talking to families. Maybe he'll send his weird little Tasmanian devil son. I don't think either of them will have anything to do with recruiting. I
don't think Bill wants to.
Belichick's name is all you need to recruit. He'll send other people, take care of this, get me the players that I want or we think are the best, and just tell them they're going to come learn NFL from Daddy NFL. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And that's what he said, essentially. Like, this
People
is going to be
go.
a pipeline to the NFL for guys that want to play in the NFL. That's what he said.
All right, we got to take a break. We will be back and pick it right back up. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamond,
we offer incredible diamonds, both mined and cultivated, all at amazingly low prices.
Check out these cultivated lab-grown diamond earrings.
2 carats total weight, collection color and lab-grown, only $25.90.
And she'd love this amazing tennis bracelet in natural mined.
4 carats total weight in yellow or white gold, only $39.90.
And how about this diamond chain in cultivated?
12.5 carats total weight, collection color and lab-grown, only $79.90.
And last but not least, especially this year, 1.5 carat floating diamond pendant.
Collection color and lab grown, only $9.90.
Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Do you need a new health insurance plan? Now is the time to get one. Literally. If you want Affordable Care Act coverage that starts January 1st, just make sure you apply by December 15th. But don't stress, Health Markets can help. At healthmarkets.com, you can look for available plans or find a licensed insurance agent. They'll answer your questions and when you're ready, even help you apply for your plan. Start the new year off with a plan that fits your needs and budget by visiting healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! and outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
So David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So Keon Rose is a big college football fan, and he's also watched himself plenty of NFL football. I'm sure you've seen him quite a bit of Bill Belichick in action. But the one thing I haven't heard is, do you think he'll be a good coach in the NFL? Do you think Bill Belichick can take his vast knowledge of defenses and just how to do things and apply it to a bunch of dumb kids and people who are, maybe not looking for that kind of discipline? I'm not sure how this whole thing is going to go down with him, swaggering on in there with his Super Bowl ring, saying, "All right, let's go do this." I mean, what do you think is he going to be good at this?
I think the coaching part, he'll be fine. What Bill does or what Bill did in the NFL is just going to be different than what's going on in college. Usually, college defenses are simpler. You are dealing still with kids and very, very young men who are still trying to figure out how a lot of this game works and is starting to get more complex and get to a higher level. And college offenses are also looking to try and figure out how to get people in space. The hash marks on the field are further apart. So, spread offenses have certain advantages in college that they don't necessarily have in the NFL. Your scheme is going to have to change to fit that kind of stuff. So I think he can, though. Nick Saban is his best friend. So if he has any questions on how you can defend things in college, I'm sure you pick up the phone and talk to the greatest college coach of all time. I think it'll work itself out. I don't think that Bill's going to be lacking for resources and putting together a coaching staff or anything like that. So no, I think Bill, as far as coaching goes, is going to be fine. Bill, the recruiter, which is also important, I don't know how that's going to go at all.
No, it's not. His name is the recruitment. That's what I think.
Yeah, but you still have to go.
He doesn't have to
go. Like you say, you don't have to go, but I'm telling you, you got an excited young coach like a Luke Fickell or a Kenny Dillingham that's in the same living room, and you didn't bother to show up. Like you see the energy that Kenny Dillingham brings to some of these players, man. Like they like him. It's magnetic. It's fun.
I get it.
Just Belichick, he's gonna have to show up.
The parents of these players will sit there and they'll be like, "All right, well, as a Dillingham guy came over, boy, is he exciting." And I think he used the decorative soap. That's probably, but he was very, very happy to be here, and he ate a lot of cookies too. He's a very excitable young man, that Kenny Dillingham. And then somebody from UNC came over and said, "Hey, guess what?" And they just picked a picture of Bill Belichick and said, "How about this?" And Dad is going to be like, "Holy crap!" And he's going to be like, "You go play with Belichick. That is,
you've got to convince
an NFL education and a fast track to the NFL." That's the way they're going to see it. They're going to be like, "Oh, wow."
It's not that big of a sell when you look at the other schools that you can get to the NFL from. So if that was the only place, but all of these schools have some guys that have coached in the NFL on some level and understand the game. You don't have to go to Bill to go to the NFL. He's going to try and sell that, but you have to convince the player. The parents are important. You do need to convince the parents too. But these players have minds of their own. You can't just rely on the parents to say, "That's a name I recognize. That's where you're going." I mean, I've seen guys commit to the University of Georgia. Their whole family is Bama fans, and they look mad as hell on National Signing Day. I mean, just deeply upset, but that's not where the kid chose to go. So you have to put in the legwork. You do. There's no getting around it. Your name is not going to carry you. It didn't carry Nick Saban at the end. Saban didn't quit because he was bad at coaching or losing his touch. He quit because he didn't like the kids these days. So is Bill Belichick going to like that more? Because those are the people you have to convince.
Right.
Exactly. You can't cut them. And if they don't like you, transfer portal, man. Like that's where we're at. So I don't know how this is going to work with Bill. I really don't.
Yeah, I have questions too, but then you have to assume Bill Belichick is not an idiot, and he knows there's certain things he can affect, and he probably knows there's other things that he'll have to do. So if he does go on any recruitment visits into somebody's living room, as they always say, this is going to be for like 5 stars. He ain't doing it for anybody else. He will probably have things where they invite players to come be recruited more than he shows up at your house.
And they have visits. Like you do both. You need to do both. If you want to be good at college football recruiting, you do need to do both.
He'll probably be really good at hosting and not so much as visiting.
And maybe that's where you leave the strongest impression. But I still think you do need to be good at going out there and reaching those players. And you can't rely on getting just 5 stars, because you think just because you're Bill Belichick, 5 stars are going to stop going to Georgia, which is a football factory. You think they're going to stop going to Texas? Like, no, they're going to keep going to those places. You are going to have to get out of your comfort zone and go for some of those 3 stars just to fill out a roster.
I just love that UNC is replacing a really old guy with a really old guy.
Yeah, and at least I know
Brown 70, Belichick 73. They're like, hey, we got a fresh new face. Okay, well, we can't say that.
Well,
yeah.
And the last old guy really liked that job. So I don't.
The new guy's girlfriend is way younger than the old guy's. So just don't know what to say.
Maybe they get to average out a little. I don't know.
So what is UNC looks dumb right now, right?
They do. In my opinion.
Not just me.
No, this seems to be a very bad idea, man. It's not a good idea for Bill, and I don't think it's a good idea.
Who's it a worse idea for?
I think it's a worse idea for them just because they just moved off of a coach who was good for them, but obviously not great. And
I'm guessing guaranteed money is involved.
Well, in college football,
right.
It always is. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, so with Bill, at least, the paycheck's going to be there. But I don't think that Bill's doing this for a paycheck. If you wouldn't go to North Carolina. That you'd get a better job than that one if this was about the paycheck. So I have to assume it's about he wants to go somewhere and coach because he's just not done coaching yet and wants to win. And I don't know that this is the setup for that.
So where does his girlfriend go to college?
I mean, she's 24 now. So
is it, if she goes there,
I assume she's done.
Is it weird?
It would be weird if she were still in college, but 1, she's dating him, so I assume that that's not a thing. But 2, she's 24. I think she's done.
Could walk of shame straight from the dorms right to his office.
Now when they met, I don't think she was done, but I think that she's no longer a college student.
Huh. Against the Spread says the only way Bill Belichick coaches at North Carolina is if that cradle robbing son of a bitch gets to live in his girlfriend's dorm room. That's what I'm saying. Because then
she's 24. She's done with school.
I like that you assume that. Look, we got a guy who's playing in his 9th year of college, and you're assuming that his girlfriend is graduated?
Yeah, because she's not making NIL money in college. Like, you're not even comparing the same thing.
No, she is.
Cam Rising is looking at that NIL money going.
Sugar daddied somebody with a boat.
Yeah, so why does she need to be in college?
It's just fun to think about.
I guess it's just, I don't think that's how that works. Whereas Cam Rising gets to rake in delicious NIL money constantly. And by the way, because he's been at the university so long, knows everybody, he probably gets to have a nice little car dealership partnership that lasts for the next 10 to 15 years. Maybe they bring him back to be the play-by-play guy or the color commentator on the broadcast maybe 15 years from now. Like, Cam Rising's entire future around the University of Utah set by just him not ever graduating.
Let me ask you a question. Are we on the air?
We
according to EXT, are we on the air? Can you hear us on air? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Got a weird text.
Yeah.
Never texted before. 8064 says, Milli Vanilli definitely had braids. Ike, please Google it. And then sent me a picture of Milli Vanilli. We know what Milli Vanilli looks like. Why? As I'm saying, I don't think this person's listening to this show. Who the hell's Ike? Is there an Ike on radio?
Who didn't know that Milli Vanilli had braids?
Is there an Ike on CBS?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I ain't clicking on anything in that text.
That's the only thing that anybody knows about Milli Vanilli is that they had braids. What else is there to know? I didn't listen to their music, so I have no idea what that sounds like. Just what are we doing?
Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you. Right there, I did better than them because I sang it myself. There's no lip syncing.
No lips. Was that what was happening?
Yeah.
With
Milli Vanilli, yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right, listen, we got to stop this for a minute, and then we'll come back and start it back up. 1 hour down and 2 to go. We got a lot to talk about. Still tons of texts about Bill Belichick becoming UNC's new head coach. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, sports fans, this is Dylan Cohen.
And I'm Keon Rose, and we're bringing you Beat the Book every weekday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon.
So if you want the latest betting picks, advice, and analysis that's sharp as a knife,
or at least sharper than Dylan's last pick on the Cardinals.
Oh, you've got jokes, huh? Maybe you're feeling bold now that your Commanders actually look decent this season.
Hey, even a broken clock's right twice a day, right?
Well, tune in to Beat the Book with us, Dylan Cohen and Keon Rose, every weekday from 2 to 3 on 1580 The Fanatic.
Brought to you by Sport Trade, the newest sports book in Arizona.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up.
Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who else did?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Spirits, wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes. From mixing cocktails, a friendly get-together, or a brunch outdoors, Total Wine has everything you need and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down. Now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game and a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's Kasai Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He'll be back tomorrow, but we got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, so it looks like Bill Belichick might actually be taking the job at the University of North Carolina. And people have had a lot to say about it. And then somebody brought up Milli Vanilli for some reason, which I can't quite connect to this. Does anybody?
Or anything we've talked about.
We got nothing there.
And we've been pretty random, and you still can't get Milli Vanilli in there. Yeah, no, I don't get it either.
Beer Bob says everybody knows Milli Vanilli were frauds and they lip synced. Yeah, everybody knows that, except for Keon, who's too young.
Yeah.
Devil Hawk says Milli Vanilli definitely had braids. The new texter is right. No, I wouldn't call them a new texter. I don't think they're actually listening to the show because they called me Ike. I don't know. I don't think there was an Ike Manilli. I don't know. Rainy City Bitch Pigeon. Hey, did anybody ever figure out which one was Millie and which one was Vanilli? Also, no. That was that died with one of them. That mystery died right there.
Good point.
Ringless Joe says another reason I say Williams is a bust. Oh, Caleb Williams? Okay. He says, yeah, Caleb Williams is definitely a #1 draft pick bust. Joe, you're always completely disconnected. Why didn't you even talk about Millie or Vanilli? You know, you're always disconnected from the damn conversation here for some reason.
Yeah. And also, he doesn't look like a bust to me.
Oh, I just realized he's been texting for a good hour now.
But he is texting his own show. He like it's like his every text that comes through of his is like, we're talking about one thing, and even if his is sports related, it's a topic we didn't mention at all.
Yeah, since we were talking about Brady leaving the Patriots and his comments there, he just went on about Aaron Rodgers and Caleb Williams.
Like no one's talking about any of these people. What do you mean?
I'll come back around to you, but we're talking about something else right now. So I'll come back to you, Ringless Joe. Latina Leprechaun says, I want that boot barn guy to sing me a lullaby to sleep every night. Now that's a manly voice. Oh, I didn't catch that. Well, I guess you could send him a letter and see what happens.
You never know.
Navy Devil says, was that Bill Belichick reading that boot barn commercial? Possibly. Maybe.
A little bit more Southern twang than you're used to Bill getting, but he is going to North Carolina, so maybe.
Average Joe says that Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan, was a competitive cheerleader at Bridgewater State University in Massachusetts, and she graduated in 2022. So I guess that's over. So you guys can just throw that whole idea out the window. Walter Mellon says, seems like Bill Belichick is settling to coach there. No pro teams wanted him. And like Keon said, if it was for the money, it would have been a bigger school. I think he's just taking what he can get.
He's a coaching junkie. He doesn't like to stop doing it. I know this is hard for a lot of us to understand because if we reached a certain level of life, we reached Belichick's age and had Belichick's wealth, we're all done working. We would probably all be done working ages before that. But he can't quit football. He doesn't know how. There is something to that. I think among the NFL teams, I think Bill wants to be the general manager. And I don't think anybody wants to give him that. Because if you want to talk about the collapse in New England, I don't think it was Bill, the coach, that brought things down in New England. I think it was Bill, the GM. He did a very bad job drafting the last 5 or 6 drafts that he had. And there was just nothing good about that team in the end. He's going to have that level of influence and authority in college, but recruiting is a pain in the ass. And most coaches don't enjoy it except for the very young ones.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't. Lacrosse guy says, I always thought the Hood would coach lacrosse. Strong ties to lacrosse. His daughter is a head coach for Holy Cross Women's Lacrosse.
But you'd have to be a specialist to coach
lacrosse.
Yeah,
and I'm not surprised, lacrosse guy, that it comes back around you for lacrosse. I mean, it's in your name.
Yeah.
So I get it. But I don't think it has anything to do with lacrosse. There will be no lacrosse. Big George says, will Bill Belichick all of a sudden have a Southern accent his first day in the job like old Brian Kelly at LSU?
Probably not, because Bill's a pretty authentic guy. He's pretty straight up with what he is and what he's about. Brian Kelly is a little bit of a chameleon. In that way, I don't really like him. So, yeah.
602 Pats fan sent a picture over of Bill and his girlfriend and says, no one should underestimate Bill Belichick's ability to recruit young talent. No, that's fair.
I think he can't pay them directly. You know.
That's right. NIL rules.
Yeah, it's
So you
just
gotta be
that
careful.
he can't go out and on shopping trips with them. So like, I don't think that's quite the same level of recruiting.
Pickle D says, I think it'll go one of two ways. Either no one will want to play for Bill Belichick, or he'll attract a solid number of high-level, serious players that want to focus on ball and not party their way through school, and they'll become a collegiate dynasty if he stays.
Just like with Saban, you got to win. Like if he starts off and there's no sign of winning at the end of all of that, that's the only thing that makes that way of coaching work. Is we put in all of this work, we struggle, we don't go out with our friends, we don't really party, we're in bed at a reasonable hour, which is hard to get college kids to do. If at the end of that is winning, I think you can convince players to do it. If at the end of that is an 8-win season, good luck.
Suffering A's fan says the White Sox got roasted for hiring Tony La Russa at an ancient age. Wonder how well Bill's going to do around college kids. We shall see.
Yeah.
Raven Kid says, are we still going to get mumble press conferences out of Bill at UNC? Probably. I mean, I don't know. Or will he? Well, I don't know. Will it be something different?
North Carolina media is nicer. So maybe, but at the same time,
media is media to him, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I don't know, I don't know how that's necessarily going to work. But we'll see. I think you have to be nice to the media because I just tell you in the South with college football, what the perception of you is in that community is going to live or die with the media.
I wonder if he's going to have a guide. Like, all right, Bill, listen, we appreciate you for everything, but here's somebody to help you navigate these waters and say, oh, Bill, you don't want to do this. That's a bad idea. Somebody just to kind of tug you in your arm and go, hey, can we talk? You know? Ringless Joe. Okay, let's see. I'll read your texts now. It says Rodgers is washed, but the Jets move on from him. They had more wins last year without him on the field so far. Oh, he was asking if the Jets will move on from him.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they got. I mean,
they've got another year of that contract. Maybe they can release him and not eat the whole thing, but it's mostly guaranteed.
Or they got nobody sitting behind him, so maybe they just tank with him. Ride that wave. Ride the wave with Aaron Rodgers and end up with another good draft position. Right now,
try to draft his replacement.
Yeah. Right now, their draft position, it's like 5 or 6. Is it something like that? I don't have my sheet in front of me for that.
Yeah, the Jets draft position, it's actually 7.
Okay,
they're just a lot of bad teams.
But still, that's not a bad place to be to grab some pieces. And then if you let him play next year, you're probably going to get the first pick, if not close to it. So you might as well just play the hand and start working behind the scenes and start working free agency just to try to get the you got to start thinking like the Bears did. The Bears started to pile stuff up. They didn't care if they won or lost.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do.
That's where you're at. And we'll see if the Jets are realistic about what they are to make those kinds of decisions.
Ringless Joe says, and another reason I say Caleb Williams is definitely a number 1 draft pick bust is his attitude. Him on the sidelines, his reactions the last few games, you'd think he was playing lights out and losing because of his teammates, when in reality, he's as much the reason why they're losing as anyone else in the team. Williams doesn't seem like an accountable team leader.
We'll see.
I haven't observed him, so I can't speak to that.
I know. Well, for like the last couple of games. Last game, he did not play well, but the games before that, he was playing much better. And yeah, you have a coach that blows the game on Thanksgiving Day, for instance. Like, that's not necessarily your fault. There are things that are his fault and things that aren't his fault, but the guy's a perfectionist and he wants to have the game played the right way. And he does try to hold his teammates accountable. Is that going to work coming from a guy like him? Maybe not. We'll see. But I don't know if I can say that a year, not even a full season into his career, that he's a draft bust and his body language is so bad off of, I don't know, I've only watched him play like 3 or 4 games. I can't tell you that his body language is so bad. He's a bad leader. He'll never figure it out. I just think that
you weren't watching Kyler Murray.
I was, because he was taller.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Just a full-sized person.
That's everyone. Devil Hawk says, I liked having Bill working at McDonald's in Altoona, catching murderers. Snitches get stitches, though. But hey, thank you, Bill, for being the hero we need. I was not aware of that. Swazman says, Jeffrey, remember now how having former professional coach turned out for ASU a few years ago? Herm Edwards. He was a mess here in town. I love the guy, but I don't know. Hopefully Belichick could get better results in North Carolina. No, I mean, Herm Edwards, I think he hadn't been a college coach before that, or was it only NFL for him? I don't remember his past.
I think it was only NFL, but let me double check that for you. I don't want to.
Yeah, but look at Herm Edwards with the Jets versus Belichick with the Patriots. I'd be more likely to want to give Belichick a try. Let's see. Pickle D says Williams is Kyler 2.0 when it comes to being a diva. Really?
We'll see. I don't know. I don't think. I think that he's got a little arrogance to him, the way that he carries himself, but he's also somebody that, like, one of the early stories about him when he first got to Chicago was some player dropped some trash on the floor, kind of expecting the janitorial staff to get that. And then Caleb was like, pick that up. Like, why should somebody else clean up after you if you can just walk over to the trash can?
But we've also seen egos go horribly wrong pretty quickly as well in the NFL and other professional sports. So I can't
we'll
say
see.
either way.
Exactly. I'm saying it's too early to call it. I don't think that
I'll pay more attention to the games now, just to see if I see that.
But he's I don't know.
Does he have some moments where I'm like, that kid's kind of cocky?
Yeah. And I've heard him in interviews, like, he's very confident and aware of how skilled he is. We'll see if that skill translates into victories and everything else. But he's aware that he's good. He knows that. He carries himself like that. But we'll see if that makes him a bad leader, because some players can do it. And if they play at a high enough level, it doesn't matter.
Bullseye says, to that Caleb Williams hater, that is like, just your opinion, man. Some of us actually like Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's I'm safe. Jury is out.
Herm Edwards coached in college as a defensive backs coach for San Jose State.
All right, he did have some time there.
Yeah.
Raven Kid says Herm Edwards is nowhere near the head coach that Bill Belichick is. And Edwards had help blowing up that ASU program with the current head coach for the Raiders. Also true. Pickle D says he tried to say he'd go back to USC for another year if the Bears wanted to draft him.
That was a rumor. I never actually found where Caleb Williams said that. I looked it up. I couldn't find he said that. It was reported. And without anybody to actually put a name on that, I don't know that he really said that. Also, he did get drafted by the Bears, so clearly that wasn't true.
Yeah, but I mean, he does seem like the kind of guy who'd call up 911 and say, what's your emergency? I need to listen to some smooth jazz. Put me on hold. That is kind of an NFL thought process right there, I think.
Maybe.
It's a true story.
Potentially.
It's a true story. It's a good thing I don't have to back anything up with sources on this show. Devil Hawk says, but Ralph said that Caleb Williams was a surefire generational talent that was not going to fail. I wonder how Ralph feels now.
That doesn't mean that just
Did
because
he really say that?
He did say that.
Ralph talks a lot, and I just sort of goes in one ear and out the other with me. It's like a self-defense mechanism.
I haven't seen anything that would suggest he's going to fail. All I've seen this season is a guy who is a rookie on a team that looks like they were bad enough to draft him, and he looks like a rookie.
My son here, he had DJ Moore, and of course that didn't work out very well between Caleb Williams, and so now the son hates Caleb Williams. Every time he sees the Bears, like, oh, I hate Caleb Williams. Just because he didn't throw the ball to your guy doesn't.
That's okay.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And I mean, play calling has everything to do with that too. Like, why don't you hate the offensive coordinator? Why don't you, hate that offensive line that doesn't give him enough time to throw the ball to anybody?
Pickle D says he backed off after USC had a garbage year and he was down on national TV crying on the sidelines. Oh yeah, I didn't care for that crying stuff. Well, I didn't care for that at all.
No,
to be honest.
I don't.
I saw that. It's like, if you want to cry in your mama's arms, go home with that. Don't do that in front of cameras.
To me, I don't care. Whatever. If that's how you get down, that's how you get down. To me, it's the game was just not even a game worth crying over. You didn't lose a championship. You didn't lose you didn't lose anything worth crying over. I'm sorry. You
tell that guy in Ohio, I want to make that a felony.
Like we were not bowl eligible. Okay, well, that happens to a lot of teams, Caleb. Suck it up.
Ringless Joe wants to know who the greatest quarterback is in the league right now. Josh Allen. That's it. Josh Allen is up for MVP right here, right now. And it's not even close in the betting odds. As it should be. Just have to just sort of take a step back and let go of your team affiliations, let go of your prejudices. Who's playing better than Josh Allen?
Nobody.
I rest my case.
Nobody. I like Lamar earlier in the season had an
Lamar's
argument.
Always good but he's good in spurts, isn't he?
And last year Lamar was consistently. That's why he won the MVP.
No, that was I got to poop my pants joke. Spurts. Come on, man.
Gotcha.
Come on, man.
I don't care for the Lamar poop jokes because I just don't find them that funny. But
I do. I think they're hilarious.
That's what
I saw the game. I watched him doing little poopy dance.
I saw the game too.
It just cracked me up, and he was still great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't hit for me. That's fine. I just think that with Lamar, he's gonna have to have a game like what Josh had this past weekend, where it's like, wow, that. I've never seen that before. 3 touchdowns passing and 3 touchdowns rushing, and the guy looks unstoppable. Lamar's had games like that. He can have a game like that, but to re-enter this conversation, he's going to need another one between now and the end of the season.
Ringless Joe says, what about God of?
I'm guessing he meant
God?
Goff. And no,
God
Jared Goff is not playing better football.
How sad
than
is
Josh
that?
Allen.
That is what you're leading up to this entire time, wanting to talk more about the Lions. That's the whole point of your conversation. And it's leading up, and you can't even spell it right.
And in addition, you should have picked some other aspect of the Lions to chirp about, because the quarterback play, Jared Goff is playing really well. Jared Goff is not playing better football than Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Be for real, man.
Goff is doing pretty good. I have him as my backup in fantasy football behind Jalen Hurts. Now, I have been told by the fantasy football king how dumb I would be if I were to bench Hurts in favor of Goff. But there have been more than a few weeks where Goff has done better. Goff has done better than Jalen Hurts. But consistently, they don't need as much from Jared Goff. They don't need as much. And now they don't need as much from Jalen Hurts either, if we're honest. Okay, they got Saquon Barkley. Goff, in his situation, he's very accurate, very precise, but you got Jamar Gibbs running the ball. You got the other guy, Williams.
And I have to look it up. I don't know if the Josh Allen, Jared Goff passing numbers are comparable. The same thing that I said for Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, the rushing stats count too. And Josh blows Jared Goff out the water when it comes to the rushing stuff. You can't act like it doesn't count also.
Let me give you Jared Goff, right? He's got 3,265 yards with 25 touchdowns and 47 rushing yards, no rushing touchdowns. Okay. So 3,265 yards, 25 touchdowns. Okay. 10 interceptions. Now I got to make my way over to.
Okay, I got the head-to-head
Josh
thing pulled up here on the.
Oh, you got a head-to-head thing.
Yeah, on the pro football reference.
I'm just going back and forth between players on our site. I got 3,033 passing yards for Josh Allen with 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but he has 416 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns there. And he's got a receiving touchdown.
He's averaging 5.2 yards a rush attempt. which would be great for running backs. In addition to the 7.7 yards attempt that he does throwing the ball. I'm sorry, Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen by a lot.
And there's other guys ahead of Jared Goff as well. I ain't saying he's bad. And
No,
I'm not saying
Jared's
you
been
don't have
great.
a chance to win a Super Bowl, but he ain't Josh Allen, and he ain't a bunch of other guys, too. Ringless Joe says the MVPs go at it this Sunday. When the dust settles, we'll see who's standing. It's about team at that point, Joe. It's about
You might have the better team, but I promise you the stat line's going to show Josh as the more productive guy.
Chosen One says, saying Goff is MVP is like me saying Darnold should win over Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil Hawk says, Jeffrey saying that a Lamar Jackson poop joke cracks him up. I see what you did there. Moist One says Sam Darnold. That's all he said.
Okay, Sam's
so
not
he thinks Sam Darnold. 1 week. 1 week.
1 week. It's Sam Darnold has somehow entered the chat and leapfrogged a bunch of other quarterbacks that we know.
But wait.
are having
Sam
a better-
Darnold greater than Jared Goff?
I'll go ahead and add him.
We have been surprised week in and week out by Sam Darnold being competent. I mean, that was the first thing, being competent. And then after that, I'm looking at the list here. I'm trying to bring up my end.
Darnold and Goff. This is interesting.
I'm gonna
Darnold's. Oh boy, Darnold
there's-
has got him beat in passing yards.
Yeah, he
Darnold's got
does.
him beat in passing touchdown.
Yes, he's better in fantasy football points.
He's better as a rusher too.
Here's everybody better than Jared Goff according to fantasy football points. Now remember, that's not everything, because being a good game manager and not making mistakes also important. So let's take a look at the mistakes. He has 10 interceptions this season. Seems like a lot of mistakes.
So does Goff.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing is, Goff and
Oh,
Darnold.
they both do.
Yeah.
But Darnold has 4 lost fumbles. So in at least taking care of the ball, Goff is better. That's,
Yeah.
But see, like I said, though, it's some of these numbers will end up being misleading because
or just
team
insanely
play
close
versus whatever.
Because Darnold's got more yards, but it's by like 30 yards. It's not by a lot. It got more. Goff's got more yards per attempt, but it's literally 8.6 to 8.5. Like it's not.
Yeah.
They're almost the same guy in a lot of ways.
Maybe I shouldn't be using fantasy football information to
Yeah.
compare quarterbacks, because why? Joe Burrow is number 2 on the list with fantasy football points, and the Bengals can't seem to win.
But that's not his fault.
I didn't say it was.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
Joe Burrow's been electric. He's been amazing this year.
Yeah, he does. But
He's attached to the worst defense in the league.
But is he better than Josh Allen? Because he has more fantasy football points than Josh Allen, and so does Lamar Jackson.
I think Joe might be playing like the best quarterback in the league, and it doesn't matter because he's attached to the worst defense. And he did have a really bad start. Like I don't think you can ignore the first 3 weeks of the season where he was just non-existent. So
Moist One says, yeah, just saying Darnold can be argued as better, but I can't read what he said, but he's not being mean to Jared Goff. I can't read it the way you said that about Goff.
Oh my God.
All right. Lots to say about this on the text line, and we'll pick it right back up when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call. 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Sunday night is football night on the Fanatic.
The Green Bay Packers are on the road to the Pacific Northwest to take on the Seahawks. Now with a comfortable game lead in the NFC West, look to take care of business at home in front of the 12th man. The Pack won't go away easy, though. They're still in the hunt for a playoff berth of their own. Packers at Seahawks. Live.
Your home for the NFL in the Valley is 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And Lost Toby says the details are starting to come out. Yeah, he says $30 million 3-year deal for Bill Belichick. Where are you finding that? I don't have that up on my my screen yet.
I did see it just now pop up on the CBS Sports.
Let's see. I don't see where the details are.
3 years, $30 million.
All right,
per the Athletic.
Seems. Is that kind of low? Is that? I don't know.
That's $10 million a year, man.
Is it? No, I know what it's 10 for us. It's like
poop
your pants. That's
for
some Lamar Jackson
for
time.
College. $10 million a year is a lot, actually.
All right,
for a guy that hasn't coached at that level, that is quite frankly generous.
You know, he that level, yeah. All right,
yeah, the college level. It's just a different game than the NFL slightly. So for a person who has never coached in the college game, knowing that the field dimensions are different, that the offenses are going to be different as well, because you have things that are allowed in college that aren't allowed in the NFL, and that adjustment, you're at this level as opposed to different one. Yeah,
I wonder how much money he has in the bank. So it's not about money. He just wants to be out of the house. He wants to be doing stuff.
Yeah, I think
it's a done deal.
He just likes coaching. That's his thing. He just that's what he knows how to do.
You don't think that he could have held out a little longer and probably gotten an NFL job? I feel like he could have had an NFL job.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants Bill the GM anymore. And that is a big factor, because Bill the GM is going to be building the team that Bill the coach has to coach. And when he was in New England, he wasn't GMing very well. So I don't.
Lost Toby says, have you seen his girlfriend? He's doing stuff. I meant football stuff. All right. Let's get back to our other argument about about Jared Goff. I don't even remember why or who or how we got into any of this.
It was Ringless Joe. He just wants us to talk about the Lions all the time. But
we're doing that.
It did bring up an interesting conversation of who's up there with Josh Allen? That's
a bunch of people. Slow-Mo Zoe says Caleb is on his second OC and head coach in his first year. Yeah, true. And we'll see what happens next year.
It worked so well for the Bears.
I'm not down on him.
I'm not down on him either, but it's just a thing that you can't keep drafting these young quarterbacks and then a year in, you fire their coach, you fire their offensive coordinator, and they start from scratch again in year 2. That sets back the development if that's the plan that you had. But this is what the Bears do, and this is their 3rd quarterback that they're doing this with now, going all the way back to Trubisky.
Raven Kid says, I'd rather give the MVP to Saquon Barkley than Josh Allen. His touchdown numbers are only low because Jalen Hurts takes every goal line carry. Now, that's not true. He only has 13 rushing touchdowns. Okay, it's true. It's true. No, that's true. And he only has he has 16 passing touchdowns. So that counts for.
But the rushing
something?
upside is with Jalen is kind of what you talk about. Maybe not as a real life quarterback. As a real life quarterback, give me Goff. But if you're talking fantasy, even when Jalen has a bad game, he can score as many points as Jared does just running the football.
Not every week.
Not every week, but a lot of weeks.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, Buffalo loses this weekend. That'll be 2 losses in a row with your MVP and all his big stats. Remember, some of the Bulls' biggest losses were when Jordan overscored and had tons of points. It still doesn't lessen Josh Allen and what he did in that game last week, even though he lost.
44 points went up on the board for the Rams. Do you want Josh Allen to buckle it up on defense and be a safety too? I know he's a big guy, but I think you're just asking a lot at this point of the guy. He lost the game, and he didn't lose the game because he was scoring too much. He lost the game because defense is the other side of the ball, and they weren't playing any.
Yep. Fair enough. Ringless Joe says, to be fair to Sam Darnold, he has a good argument for MVP. No, he doesn't. Nobody has a good argument for MVP except for Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, and who else? Where's my I didn't know we were going to talk about this so soon.
Maybe Lamar. Who else?
Yeah, Lamar. So here's at least the betting odds. Right now it's Josh Allen's to lose. Okay. Minus 400. Saquon Barkley plus 400. Lamar Jackson plus 1,200. And then Jared Goff at plus 1,400. So, and really, it's just Josh Allen. I mean, I want it to be Saquon Barkley. And I guess that the next 4 games could make the difference for Saquon. You know, one have to do great and the other have to do bad, right? Just have them flip-flop spots.
Yeah. Now, granted, I think Saquon's going up against that Steelers defense, so we'll see.
But he's got a pretty soft run the rest of the way, doesn't he?
Let's take a look here, because I know they've got the remaining strength of schedule for the NFL. The Eagles they've got a pretty easy schedule. Their tougher games are Commanders and Steelers. Their easier games are Giants and Cowboys. So it's 50-50.
Saquon Barkley, they say he's on pace for 2,122 rushing yards, and that should break Eric Dickerson's 40-year-old record of 2,105. Wait a second. It has to be done in the same amount of games, if you ask me.
I agree with that.
And if Saquon doesn't do it in the same amount of games,
you're just going to have to say this happened in the 17-game era. And that's it. That's all. Like Eric Dickerson, congratulations. Because we expanded to 17 games, your record will now stand forever as far as the 16-game era goes. That's the only way to do it in any way that's fair, in my opinion.
Kyle G says Joe Burrow's been having a more impressive quarterback season than Allen. It's either him or Saquon. Joe isn't even
but they're look
in the top.
They're not going to give the MVP to a guy on a losing team, even if it's not his fault. And I don't think it is, but they don't care.
The whole MVP thing is a bit flawed, isn't it?
Yeah,
there are flaws to this whole thought process.
It's a little subjective in a lot of different ways, and it makes it tough to kind of nail down what the criteria is.
Baker's Cocky Hen says even Cleveland is distancing themselves from this whole thing. Oh, good. So the lawmakers put a turd out there, and even they're saying it. That's good to know.
The Buckeyes playing Columbus. They need Columbus to distance themselves from this.
It's not a local law he's trying to push. It's a national, I think.
It's a statewide law.
It state law? Okay.
But the law only talks about Ohio State's field.
Hmm.
That's the only place it
Typical.
affects.
Devil Hawk says, how about Kyler Murray? He's been pretty good this year. I don't think Kyler Murray's been.
Let's be honest.
That kind of Kyler Murray's not even top 10.
Kyler would have been top 10 like 4 weeks ago. That his numbers were up there with everybody else's. But since then, I don't think you can even make that argument.
Chosen One says, if Saquon Barkley takes the rushing record and they win it out and the Bills falter, he might take that MVP from Josh Allen. I think he should just.
It's possible.
I think they should just give it to him anyway. That's how I feel.
I think it's possible, but I mean, Josh Allen is playing the most important position on the field, and he's doing it like he's in a game of Madden. When you do stuff like that, you usually win the MVP.
888-368-1580. All right, what do you say we move on to another thing? I mean, we got Bill Belichick becoming the coach of University of North Carolina, 3-year, $30 million deal. It'll be interesting when we finally get all the details on, how that whole thing works. Does he get to install his son as coach after all that kind of thing? I'm thinking no, but who knows? I don't know. Who's running things at UNC that they think this was a great idea? I don't know. All I know is the news is trickling in, and we'll share it with you as we get it.
That would be University of North Carolina athletic director Bubba Cunningham.
Has to be Bubba.
It does have to be Bubba, and he does look like a Bubba. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah. Each graduating class at UNC has 3 or 4 guys.
It's a good school, though.
Is it? Are we sure?
It is. It actually is.
Bubba be in control of stuff over there.
Look at the guy's qualified. He's qualified.
Well, his name is Bubba, I guess. Let's talk about the NCAA expanding the hoops tournament to 72, possibly 76. That conversation is ongoing, and Charlie Baker, president of the NCAA, he's all about it. He's like, yeah, we've been having all kinds of productive conversations with TV partners and members of the basketball committees. And all right, no more 68. We want 72, maybe 76. Hey, what do you say? Hey, will you do 76?
You know what?
You want to do 72?
All 153 eligible college basketball programs. Why don't you all make the tournament? Why don't we just let everybody in?
Well, they just want 76. That I think for them, that's too many.
But it's like, where's the line? Where's the line? Because at first they wanted 68. Remember, like that before that 60, anything more than 68 was too many. Now the number's going up again. Why don't you just let everybody in? If we're talking about 80, that's literally more than half the teams that there are.
Well, Charlie Baker says to you, yeah, sure. There's always going to be people who thought it worked exactly the way it should be. And then there's us that think otherwise. He's basically saying, you're an old man, Keon Rose. You got old thinking in your old man body. And you're behind us. You're not in front of us or for us or against us. I don't know what he says. I'll be honest. I have no idea what he says.
It's one thing to let half the teams in a league that it has 30 teams in it. You let half the teams in of 150 programs. Why? What's the season even for?
Once again, I'd like to just point out that I'm for this for obvious reasons.
Look, I don't know, reap the benefits.
You know what I'm
saying?
But more time off for us if this happens, because we are your home for NCAA basketball on the radio here in the Valley. And hey, remember we had 68 games? Guess what? We've added on 8 more games. We'll see you in April.
It's just the NCAA. These guys and their priorities, man. That's something.
Hamilton Porter, he says it's public ivy. Look it up. What does that mean? It's a public ivy. Look it up. Holy crap, my phone. Did you hear that?
I did.
I got a text message during the show.
Oh.
That's weird. Let's see. Raven Kid says, we got Keon yelling again. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's yelled worse. Calm down, kid.
Yeah, I mean, just what the hell are you talking about?
All I know is we need to take a break. We come back. More of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
At Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamond,
we offer incredible diamonds, both mined and cultivated, all at amazingly low prices.
Check out these cultivated lab-grown diamond earrings.
2 carats total weight, collection color and lab-grown, only $25.90.
And she'd love this amazing tennis bracelet in natural mined.
4 carats total weight in yellow or white gold, only $39.90.
And how about this diamond chain in cultivated?
12.5 carats total weight, collection color and lab-grown, only $79.90.
And last but not least, especially this year, 1.5 carat floating diamond pendant.
Collection color and lab grown, only $9.90.
Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey, she's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year, Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
1580 The Fanatic.
Today Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, hold on my screens. I got many screens open here. A lot of screens. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go to the text line. And Big George says, even if they expand to 100 teams, Bobby Hurley will still find a way to miss the tournament. Oh, that's not fair. Didn't they just go? Didn't they just go last year?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I don't remember if it was last year or not, but
it's not fair.
He does miss it a lot, though. So.
He does. I mean,
but you know what? They're off to a good start this year. Give them the benefit of the doubt, you know?
Oh, what's this? Just want to make sure I cared about it because Big George says, breaking news, former U Arizona, and I had to stop right there and make sure there was anything we would even care about. But it says that Rich Rod Rodriguez is going to be hired as the new head coach of University of West Virginia. Didn't he stink as a coach?
Yeah.
He's been at Jacksonville State for the past 3 seasons, coached the Mountaineers from 2001 to 2007. won 4 Big East titles. And Rich Rod was here with a losing, not a losing record, but not a great one, because he got fired after 2017 because of an off-field controversy, if you remember that.
Yeah, and I got to check and see how his record was when he last coached at West Virginia. He already coached there before. I was like, didn't he already coach there? Get fired from there also? And then he ran out of Michigan, ran out of Arizona. Like, what? That's interesting. These are interesting choices that are happening. Very interesting choices.
Doesn't affect me. But okay. Thank you, George, for that. That's just more of a, hey, remember that idiot?
Yeah. Good
Okay.
times.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. I remember when that guy came up behind Jason Kelsey and called Travis a homophobic slur. And then Jason Kelsey put that slur right back in his face and grabbed his phone and threw it down, and then wouldn't let the guy have it back. Well, the police are like, hey, the guy never came forward, so we're just closing this investigation. We tried to find the guy, and then, of course, he never came forward, and we asked around, and we're just, you're the hell with it. So,
And the guy's not going to come forward. Why would he?
Yeah, he just makes him look bad.
There's
a lot that's not going to go well for that person if he came forward.
Yeah. Just take the loss. The phone is the loss. Just take your L.
Rethink your drunken stupidity, my friend.
Yeah.
So that's done. That is over with. By the way, I'll tell you what, the college football playoffs people, the guy who directs the whole thing, Rich Clark, he's mad. He says, hey, somebody leaked. We never have leaks. Never had leaks before. He says, I'm furious. He says, I'm telling everybody involved, you betrayed the process. I guess what happened was that Action Network's Brett McMurphy posted on the X there. He's like, hey, SMU has received an at-large playoff berth and Alabama didn't. And he said, he basically dished. And then he was just like, well, what? How did he, you know how he found out this happened? His son. He's like, hey, Dad, what? You're just talking about that. He's like, what are you talking? Oh, my God. So he says there's only a certain number of people who knew. I know one thing. It wasn't me. There's a selection committee. ESPN knew, and our staff. Someone in that group is the leak. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, boy.
They've never had a leak before. Never had a leak.
Let's see here.
He's mad.
As he should be.
Well, first off, I look at your list of people you told, your staff. Okay. Selection committee makes sense.
There's 13 of them.
ESPN. Now, that's probably not the.
I will say with ESPN, they have a vested interest in keeping that under wraps because there's a whole show and they want the ratings and all of that other stuff. They want people to watch this. I don't think that they want that leaked out there. But that's the place that's probably got the least amount of containment of people. Like, why would any of the 13 committee members leak it? I don't understand why they would do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't let ESPN in there. I don't think I'd let them in there. So what do you think? Somebody on the selection committee? Nah, they probably take that very seriously, and having that kind of power, they like it too much.
And the selection committee is made up of athletic directors, former coaches, those kinds of people. It's like, I don't think so.
Their staff, you never know who on the staff might leak something.
Yeah, they might be disgruntled or something even more petty than that. Somebody just paid them.
And ESPN is just dumb as hell. So it's going to be between their staff and ESPN. Who do you think? Who do you think it'll be? Gut feeling.
Gut feeling tells me it would be the staff, because ESPN's been doing this for a while too, and they're financially interested in keeping this kind of stuff under wraps. Whereas a member of your staff might not be. Like, they just like the committee members are professionals and ESPN wants money. Your staff is the only group of people where maybe someone is not getting paid what they think they ought to get paid. Someone, offers them a little bit of cash to leak it. They leak it.
Moist One says his kid is probably the one that leaked it, and he got paid. Then he tipped his dad off to make sure he looked innocent. I would, I don't hate that. I don't hate that as a theory. Kids are like that.
Your kid shouldn't know either, though.
T-Licious says, enjoy ASU being good, Big George. Good grief. Well, we are enjoying ASU being good.
It's Big George specifically that's not, by saying, well, Bobby Hurley might still find a way to not make the tournament.
Oh, understand, he's an ASU fan.
They're 8-1. And this person is just saying, hey, enjoy it. Don't sit there and wait for the other shoe to drop. Just enjoy. You're 8-1.
That one loss is enough for George to say, fire Bobby Hurley.
Yeah. Like you're 8-1 right now. Just take it in.
George says Wilbur Wildcat is on the selection committee, so I think he was the leak. You can't trust a Wildcat.
Okay.
You're not wrong, but you're wrong.
Yeah, he's not on the committee. You can't trust a Wildcat, but he's not there.
I mean, you're wrong, but you're not wrong. Still wrong, but not wrong.
I don't think they let mascots on the committee.
Yeah, I don't think they get votes. Here's something though. Tennessee. University of Cincinnati. Their mascot is the Bearcats. Are they a big deal? Is that a big deal? Is that school a big deal?
Is that school a big deal?
Is UC a big deal?
They're decent. They're a solid school in multiple sports and stuff. Yeah. I mean,
okay. Well, there's a middle school there that got issued a cease and desist letter from the University of Cincinnati because their mascot, the Bearcats, and now they're mad at them. They're like, hey, you can't do that. You cease and desist. It's copyright and licensing infringement by the Cheatham Middle School Bearcats using a CPAW logo that's just like UC's logo. And they're like, hey, you can't do that. District said they submitted a proposal to UC agreeing to remove their CPAW logo and create a new one. But they said, no, we deny that. You can no longer use or refer to yourself as the Bearcats because you didn't ask for permission the first time around. So change everything about your school. That seems a bit heavy-handed.
Do you not, when you have to type something like that to a high school, do you not feel like an a-hole while you're doing it? Because it's a high school. Like the reason why they have the logo and the name is because like most high schools aren't shelling out a lot of money for graphic designers, and also it's a little bit of recognition in the community of, hey, look, we're connected to something that's kind of recognizable to you. This is high schools everywhere on earth.
Yeah, this is a nice tribute to the to the local school. It's like, hey, we want to be like you. Like, hey, big brother.
Yeah,
and now you just pooped all over them.
You can forge some level of communication with that school. Maybe it's not money. The school's probably not going to have enough money to give you anything, but the school might be able to have some connection where you can be in the community and use it for publicity. And now you're just being a jerk.
So the school, instead of changing the mascot slightly, changing it from Bearcat to Wildcat or some dumb crap like that, they're like, you know what? F you. We're going to go a whole new way anyway. And they came up with a new name and they voted, and now they're the Musketeers.
Okay.
I don't know any college Musketeers. Do you?
Musketeers?
Yeah.
No.
So there you go.
There's some Mountaineers, but I don't know many Musketeers.
So the Cheatham Musketeers, and they actually, it was some nice people in Cincinnati. By the way, it does strike me it's another Ohio story.
Mm-hmm.
We got to build that wall.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. I really wanted them to change their name to the Cat Bears.
Cat Bears from Bearcats. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and just be petty about it.
Well, you're right, Moist One. There is more petty going the other way because Xavier are the Musketeers.
That's right.
They're rivals of the Bearcats. So the school reverse troll plus.
And if the universe, listen, if Xavier reaches out and does the thing that Cincinnati should have done in the first place, well, wouldn't that be funny?
So just to be safe, there's this nice marketing company who gave him a new logo, a new design. It's not like Xavier's, but that company is owned by Xavier alum Anthony Breen, who says, hey, we look forward to them rallying around their new mascot with more energy and excitement than ever before.
Oh, it's lovely.
So,
Screw you, Cincinnati.
So that's the way to take care of that, I guess. So, yeah. But what are you picking on some poor elementary school, making them change stuff and paint stuff? And it's just so much of it.
Like, do you know how many high schools just wouldn't exist if every professional and college team sued them for using a logo that maybe they probably could have asked for permission for, but it's a high school. It's a high school.
Moist one, that's why your idea from earlier would never work. He says, it could have been an easy change. Change the mascot to a hairless cat, and you can still be called the Bearcats. B-A-R-E cats.
So dumb.
Funny. Worse ideas.
It's funny. Don't get me wrong.
It's a Bearcat. Kyle G says ESPN just realized they should have paid that intern after all, huh? Well, I hope that intern got money for the information.
Yeah, I hope you didn't leak that for free.
Leaking it just minutes before. How much does that get you? Doesn't really get you much of anything.
I can't imagine.
All right, we got to take a break. And when we come back, I think we need to start talking some NFL. I don't know if we've talked enough NFL. I don't know that we're contractually obligated to talk a lot of NFL, but we have a lot of NFL to talk about. So when there's a lot of NFL to talk about, we should talk about a lot of that NFL when we're supposed to talk about the NFL that we're supposed to talk about. Or we could talk about tennis.
I mean, I could, but I don't know.
Is there any tennis happening right now?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Oh, no. Guess we'll have to talk about the NFL. Come on back, everybody. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, sports fans, this is Dylan Cohen.
And I'm Keon Rose. And we're bringing you Beat the Book every weekday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon.
So if you want the latest betting picks, advice, and analysis that's sharp as a knife.
Or at least sharper than Dylan's last pick on the Cardinals.
Oh, you've got jokes, huh? Well, maybe you're feeling bold now that your Commanders actually look decent this season.
Hey, even a broken clock's right twice a day, right?
Well, tune in to Beat the Book with us, Dylan Cohen and Keon Rose, every weekday from 2 to 3 on 1580 The Fanatic.
Brought to you by Sport Trade, the newest sports book in Arizona.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AIRPORT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
In most countries of the world, Porte means door. United Porte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
This holiday season, make sure your plans include a sober ride home. Before the party starts, make sure you have a safe way home. Call a sober friend, taxi, or rideshare, because buzz driving is still drunk driving, and drunk driving can land you in serious trouble. Don't ruin the holidays. Plan ahead and get home safe to avoid a DUI. For more information, visit drivesober.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He should be back tomorrow. Got Keon Rose in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So, what's Nolan Arenado's problem? Yeah, what's his problem? He says, hey, there's 6 teams that I will accept a trade to. I will go ahead and approve a trade. I will give up my no trade clause for the following: Dodgers, Angels, Padres, Phillies, Mets, Red Sox. What the hell's his problem? What's he got against the Diamondbacks?
Oh, I mean, I think he wants to get paid still. The Diamondbacks notoriously don't like paying people.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's fair.
He's going to get $74 million over the next 3 seasons. Doesn't seem like a Diamondbacks move.
No, that's a good point. All right. I'm still saying, it's like, you don't have to like leave us out of the conversation. You don't have to say no. What if all of a sudden we just got crazy, wanted to spend some money? What if Kendrick, got a little tipsy, got on the phone?
The day that happens is the day I'll believe it. He just doesn't do that. He's the kind of guy that'll pay a guy and then the guy underperforms and then he will call that a mistake to the media, just ensuring that the guy never leaves.
All right.
So,
well, where do you think he'll go?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I don't know who would want him the most at this particular stage in his career. Was he 33? And you're going to be paying $74 million for a guy who's going to be 36 at the end of that contract. And, you look at the money that the Mets have spent, that the Dodgers have spent. A lot of that is
really going to aggravate you if he goes to the Mets, isn't it?
No, not really. The thing that kills me with Juan Soto is that he used to be on my team. Nolan Arenado never played for the Nationals. So I
just thought you hated the Mets, period.
I do, but they are good. Like, I can't pretend like they're not good. So if they spend more money to get better, like, that's how much angrier am I going to be at that? But don't take my guys. Don't, leave Juan alone.
Moist One says he'll probably go to the Red Sox or the Yankees. My best guess. Well, who has the most money to write him that check, right?
Honestly, they both have boatloads of cash.
The Yankees, having lost on Soto, are probably going to maybe get a little more aggressive, you think?
Maybe. I don't know that I like that for them. But yeah, if they want to, it just seems like that. I think the Yankees need to get better at pitching. I think that needs to happen and be their top priority. Obviously Soto's such a consistent hitter, you just take that. But I just think I think they've got to work on pitching. The Red Sox are also desperate to a degree, and they also were in talks with Juan Soto. They didn't get as far as the Yankees did, but he visited the Mets, the Yankees, and the Red Sox all inside of a week. So
I think he was just touring everybody's luxury suites.
Maybe. Where's my family going to get set up?
Huh.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll see what happens with him, but I guess it won't be the Arizona Diamondbacks. Been very quiet in the direction of the Diamondbacks.
Like they are every year. Like they kind of get what the Diamondbacks seem like they always look for is the value player, the player that's going to give you the most bang for the buck, as opposed to a guy we have to spend a lot of cash on for him to show up and be
frustrating.
Good.
It's frustrating that the Diamondbacks are like your mom, and it's like, hey, we got to get some new clothes for school. She's like, wait for the sales. Wait for the clearance.
Like jeans have holes in them now.
Wait till your brother outgrows them. That's what it feels like with the Diamondbacks. Navy Devil says the Angels thing to do is to give Arenado a 10-year deal.
Yeah, to trade for him and then basically sign him until he's 43. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that sounds like them.
That is an Angels thing to do, isn't it? All right, let's shift gears and let's talk NFL. All right. So what okay, we're coming up on week 15. And the kickoff thing, this new weird kickoff thing, we've gotten used to it. We've basically just ignored it and said, I guess my team will have it on like the 30 pretty much every time, or the 40 if there's a bad kick, or the 20 if some idiot tries to run it back, 25 maybe. And so now here we are. What do you think of this mess? Is there even a point to it? Should we just say, give it to him on the 30? Just give it to him. There's no reason to kick. Is there a reason to kick anymore?
I think there is. I think the kickoff returns have gone up this season. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head the average return.
Let me give you some numbers, right? Here's some numbers. At least through week 13 is what I got. 32% of kickoffs have been returned, which is up from 20% in the 2023 season. Boy, it didn't seem like it, does it, that they've been returned?
Yeah, well, the Commanders lost to the Cowboys on one of those. So
yeah,
I saw that one. That was fun.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, like it has been up.
That was a surprise. But the injury rate on kickoffs have dropped, similar to the rate on plays from scrimmage. All right, so that's helped. It's done what it was meant to do, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that the
collisions aren't as tough.
We've had more returns.
We've had more returns, and the average starting point on the field is up 5 yards from last year, which, depending on how big of a math nerd you are, they'll tell you that the 5 yards leads to more touchdowns in the long run over multiple attempts in a season. So I don't know. I like it personally. Because I like good run blocking, and that's essentially a running play. It just like the teams that have figured it out you put your running back there and you basically do your run blocking scheme for your returner. I think the Cowboys do a great job of it. I think the Rams do a great job of it too, where they just figure out how to make that look as much like a running play as humanly possible. And it's led to some great results for those teams.
All right. So I guess, it's not as entertaining as it once was, but
it's not as explosive, but
thumbs up for it being successful at what it needed to be.
It needed to be, but it's also made like you do get more yards from it than you did a year ago. Instead of starting, the average starting point was on the 24-yard line. Now it's on
teams
on the 29.
Though with a good defense and an iffy offense probably don't like it as much, because in the past you'd be like, hey, we kick the ball, they'll have we'll win the war on their side of the field. Now, if people are getting these sweet spots of 30 at the 30-yard line, 40 if you blow the kick, that makes it harder for the defenses. So the defense strong teams, it's a little bit of a penalty against them, I think.
If you're a GM and you're building a team that's not going to be strong offensively in today's game, you're already doing it wrong, in my opinion. Like, it's just all of the rules favor the offense. You do want a strong defense. You do need a strong defense. But all the rules favor the offense. Like, if your offense is so infunctional that it can't benefit from this, I don't know what to tell you. You might be looking for a new job in a few weeks here.
Boogie says, the Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl. Also, I'm not used to the new kickoff format either. It's weird, but I get it. It's better than not kicking. It does provide some excitement.
Yeah, and the I think we've actually had an increase in the onside kicks recovered as well. So
not by much. Holy crap!
It doesn't.
Like 2%, 3%,
which I like. Like, I don't think that should be an automatic thing. That's your last gasp. You're already kind of screwed if you're kicking an onside kick. that shouldn't increase that much. I don't want you to just have a free for all to keep this thing going, but your chances and your odds are a little better.
Lost Toby says the size of the D doesn't matter. I'm sure you've been told that your entire life. T-Licious says Niners had 2 kickers injured on kickoffs, mainly because, our special teams are ass. How'd they get injured? See, I would wonder about the nature of those injuries, maybe having less to do with the way the thing was done on kickoff and more to do with maybe turf monsters. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know.
It's hard to tell because like the Niners are all injured. This is not an issue that every team is going through, but I will note that, like the Chiefs have had their kicking stuff. The Commanders have had their kicking stuff with kickers getting injured this year. So maybe there is something to it.
Heckler Jones, can you kick it? Yes, you can. Don't know if you should, but you can. You know what's weird is Heckler Jones. I got your text in the preview, but I don't see your text over on the right. So you may have accidentally sent in the word stop or something. So why don't you text me the word start and we'll see if all your texts come back. That's weird. 888-368-1580. So, okay. We'll keep the kicker thing. We'll keep the weird kick thing, but also keep all your Nike jerseys. And, I'll tell you what, I don't even give a damn. If Nike didn't extend their partnership with the NFL, I ain't changing.
Would that be the worst thing in the world?
I ain't changing anything just for the damn Nike logo or Adidas logo or whatever. I'll just keep what I have. I don't need anything new. But good news, Nike and the NFL have extended that partnership through 2038. Why are you against this? You seem like you're like,
I'm not against it. I don't have a strong opinion either way, but I will say that I have seen some of the ugliest uniforms I have ever seen in my life under this Nike partnership. So,
the whole hey, let's do some college uniforms. Let's do these speckle blue for the Colts, which I don't like. Let's do these weird color rush things. Let's do this. Let's do that. Just creating more product that everybody has to buy is why.
Yeah, I get it. But could the product be good? I'm just asking, can it be good?
When you say good, what do you mean? By visually good, or do you mean quality? Is there quality issues with the Nike jerseys?
I would say visually, because I don't know that there's quality issues with the ones that cost you $300 or whatever it is. But
I'm feeling up my jersey now, and it feels pretty quality.
I'm not buying any of those, and I think for me the level of jersey that I'm buying, the quality, I'm getting what I pay for. I guess I'm not worried too much about the quality, but in terms of just visually. They make ugly looking jerseys. And if you're going to make alternate jerseys, I don't mind you trying to make some extra money with the alternate jerseys.
Well, they don't make ugly jerseys. The teams decide what the jerseys look like.
Like if I was a Giants fan and what do those uniforms even look like? They look like weird ass rugby uniforms this year. If I was a Giants fan and I saw the alternate jersey that the Giants had, and that's the one I had to go out and buy for my team, or I look forward to buying it every year, I'd be mad. that jersey, and having to watch the game. That jersey's ugly. It's an ugly jersey.
You don't have to buy it. Listen, this is the old style Colts jersey before they kind of tweaked the numbers a little bit. I don't care for that. But that doesn't mean I'm running out to buy one. I'm like, no, I'm happy with my old jersey. Don't give a damn. You can change the look of I kind of like the older Cardinals jerseys. I thought those were kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then,
but teams are allowed to every about
you
5
change
years.
what you want. I'll just keep doing what I like. I don't care. I'm not one of these people that has to. Oh, I gotta have the new fit. No,
I'm just saying, if I was a Giants fan and I had to sit down and watch my team look like that, I would have been mad.
Don't even need all that. If I'm a Giants fan, I'm mad.
Yeah,
there's nothing else that needs to be said.
Yeah, we play ugly and we look ugly.
Mm-hmm.
That's just adding insult to injury.
T-Licious says, our kickers had to make tackles since the coverage teams were ass. Moody had a high ankle sprain and Wright dislocated his shoulder. Well, how about what the Chiefs are doing? They're using Justin Reed, the safety, to go out there because they're like, he's got a pretty good leg. My son, who plays offense and defense in high school, they have him kicking. He's got a pretty good leg. He's not like a kicker. He's just the guy who can just wallop the ball with a good kick. And he's made some field goals, been pretty impressive, but they have, him do the kickoffs and stuff like that. Why? Because he can also tackle the hell out of you. He's bigger than most of the people out there. So now you have this just terrifying kicker kicking the ball and then coming at you down the field. People are scared poopless of my son on the field. And now Justin Reed's not really scaring anybody. He's a safety, but he's able to make a tackle after having kicked. And they said that's why. That's what Andy Reid says. No relation. He says his length of kickoffs is pretty good. The ability to kick it into the end zone consistently. So now we got a guy who can kick the crap out of it and tackle the crap out of you too.
Yeah. If you have a person that's versatile enough to do that, boy, I wish maybe the Lions kind of wish that, they had the Ndamukong Suh when he was kicking for them.
Yeah.
You got Ndamukong Suh out there and
that'd be terrifying.
Then you've got to run from him after. Oh boy.
You're like, fair catch. No, it's not how it works here. So it's a kickoff.
Yeah, well, it's a fair catch. Now I'm taking a knee. I'm sliding. How do I say
that dude took a knee on the 3-yard line? What
well, I don't want to die. So
nobody wants to die like that. So I stand by it. Kickers are not football players. These kickers are football players when they do this. If you can make a tackle and kick the ball, then the kickoff kickers, if you're doing it that way, I give you football player accreditation. So there. Hamilton Porter says 2 words for tackling kicker: Joey Julius.
You're going to have to explain the reference there. I don't know.
How old is Hamilton Porter? I have no idea what that is. You're going to have to explain it, my friend. Boogie says it's not the size of the D that matters. It's all about being able to push it up the middle and score as much as possible. No, all defensive-minded people agree with you. And Moist One. Lost Toby says, bring back Reebok. Well, he can't because the deal has been made, and now it's Nike till 2038. So you didn't yell loud enough.
Yeah, you're stuck in this for 14 more years, man.
Moist One says, that's the fat kicker at Penn State? Huh?
Oh, him. Man, that was like 10 years ago.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Penn State had like a big guy kicking. He was like 5'10", 270. And he'd kick it and he'd haul ass too.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd scare you. You just don't want to see someone that big coming at you down the field.
He
like that.
liked hitting people.
Yeah, Hamilton Porter brings up the same guy 5 years ago, actually.
No, 5 years ago.
About 270, laid people out.
5 years? What? Yeah. No, that was like 2015, man. that was not 5 years ago.
We all lost some years in COVID. We all did. T-Licious says, and now Matthew Wright is on the Chiefs. He's the guy that doinked it in last week. Oh, makes me sick. Oh, just take it easy. Take it easy. Just because the Chiefs have great luck and a better coach than you. Take it easy, 49er fans.
Chill. I know they keep beating you in Super Bowls, but, take it easy.
Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk more football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Brought to you by G-Bank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. vsin.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
NFL Week 15 will start on Thursday night when the San Francisco 49ers take on the LA Rams at Levi's Stadium. The Niners are 6-7, and they will continue the rest of the season without running back Christian McCaffrey. While the Rams have won 6 of their last 8, got healthy, and now it's 7-6. 1 game back to Seattle for the division lead. San Francisco has dropped 3 of 4. The 49ers are a 3-point home favorite, -105 against the spread. The Rams getting the 3 points are -115. On the money line, Los Angeles is at +130. San Francisco -150 with the over-under sitting at 49.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AIRPORT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AIRPORT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sunday morning, catch live NFL coverage on The Fanatic.
The Washington Commanders are on the road this weekend to take on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints will be without their starting quarterback, Derek Carr. The Commanders are still in the hunt for the postseason, looking for a wild card berth. Commanders at Saints, Sunday morning at 10:30, right after the Weekend Warriors. Live.
Your home for live NFL action, the playoffs, and Super Bowl 59. 1580 The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hamilton Porter says, anyone remember Jared Lorenzen, 400-pound quarterback at Kentucky? Imagine that read option.
Oh, yeah, man. Jared Lorenzen was fun.
What happened to him? Did he die of a heart attack at 20 years old? I mean, Jesus. 400-pound quarterback?
Yeah, that was a big dude.
That don't sound healthy.
It wasn't.
You could stand in the pocket. People try to sack you. There's like 3 or 4 guys climbing on you like you're Andre the Giant.
And he had an arm too. That was the other. That was the other thing. Like he wasn't just big; he really could throw it.
Jeez. No, he's still alive. He's still alive. Oh, he played for the Colts. As what? He must have. I see. He was a practice squad guy. That's why I never heard of him.
Pillsbury throw boy.
And he ended up on the Giants from 2004 to 2007. I don't know what he did. Was he a quarterback? Was he a quarterback backup? He had to be backup for the Giants.
Yeah, I don't remember him playing in the NFL.
He never did.
Yeah,
I see his stats from college. He had none, but still, that was cool. Then he was in the AF2 league in 2009. Of course, they went bankrupt and dissolved immediately, and then he just retired. So, yeah, we never got to see the 400-pound quarterback play in anywhere other than college at the University of Kentucky. So,
fun times, though.
Yeah. What could have been? Well, I mean, if it could have been, it would have been.
It would have been, yeah.
And it didn't. So there. All right, let's talk about the current. Let's talk about the here, the now, the week 15. Oh, no, I just realized something. That means we're getting close to the end.
Yeah. Been trying not to think about it. I never bring it up. I don't want to think that hard about it.
Oh, by the way, Heckler Jones, you have now reappeared on the text line. So I wonder why he got knocked off. I don't see anywhere where he said the word stop. Do you think "can you kick it" is the reason? Send me "can you kick it" again. I want to see if that knocks you off.
I don't know.
Oh no, it says on December 13th, 2022, he opted out. But then he still texted, and I guess that text he accidentally opted out 2 years ago. And then he comes back and says, this is what he said since then. Love the show. And he's like, this show's still on? And then he said, Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, I don't know if we ever read that. Heckler Jones is back with the Go Lions. Moist One says, rest in peace, Lorenzen. He went 4 of 8 for 28 yards in 2007. Really? No, he didn't.
He didn't start. I did pull up his stats.
He came in on a play?
Yeah.
Oh, because I didn't see any stat lines.
He's got 2 games credited to him in his career.
Hall of Fame. Berg says, Bill Belichick to UNC and Premier League by bye week for us in the consolation bracket. Yeah, Berg, you're gone. I'm sorry. And I'll probably join you wherever you go. But here's the thing. Again, in the Premier League, if any of these other spiders fall down, this spider's got a web, and if I can beat them, I might stay in the Premier League. They all ought to be real nervous because me and my 100 points a week, we're waiting for you.
Let me tell you. The thing is, what makes me nervous is the 1 week where just the unlikely you get the 140 or something like that, and then and then someone's out that just can't believe their luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Devil Hawk says, resume, start. I didn't mean it. He says, so just saying stop will kick you off the text line without any context? Yes.
Correct.
And the company said, no, it can't be happening. And then they had to restart because when they said no. Hamilton Porter says, I know you don't like college that much, Jeffrey, but I say the same thing about bowl season. Yay, I love it. Oh, crap, it's the end of the season. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Week 15.
When you get to this point, it's bittersweet.
Mm-hmm. I know. 15, which means we've got, we had 2 more weeks? 3 more weeks? I can't remember how this, because all the bye weeks, we have 3 more weeks, right?
Yeah.
3 more games.
Mm-hmm.
And then playoffs. Which I'm not in. My Colts aren't in. I'm not in. I don't know a lot of anybody's going to be in that I know. But we do have at least one thing going for us. This week has some good matchups. Week 15 has some good matchups, partially because the bye weeks are done and just luck of the draw. Like Thursday Night Football on 1580 The Fanatic, Rams versus 49ers. That'd be a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are doing pretty good. So,
44 points last week.
Yeah. I mean, 49ers, though, they're not bad. I mean, they've got their issues, but
they're getting healthier. So that they're still fighting.
I think that's going to be a pretty good game. And let's see, other matchups. Let's go down the line. Dallas and Carolina. Ugh. It's a pick 'em. Kansas City. Browns. Never mind. Miami versus Houston. It might be okay. I don't know if that's going to be the game I watch on Sunday morning.
Yeah, I mean that one can be fun. The Dolphins are fighting like hell, just to stay alive, and the result is some pretty good football from the Dolphins, actually. So you got that.
Jets and Jaguars, just for the comedic, Just
like,
a laugh.
If we get a repeat of what we had with Mac Jones last week, where Mac Jones was simply trying to lose that game, and because he was going up against the Titans, was incapable of giving the game away like he tried to on multiple occasions. That was pretty funny.
Then there's your Washington Commandos versus the Saints. Saints are dinged up and banged up. I don't think that's going to be much of a contest.
I don't think Carr's playing. Yeah.
Even worse, the Ravens versus the Giants. Pat your stats. Pad your stats. Let's see. Oh, well, this, nope. Bengals and Titans, no. Trust me, there are good matchups.
We've got Bills Lions.
Colts and Broncos
and
isn't a bad game. Colts and Broncos will not be a bad game. Bills and Lions, that's a game. Tampa Bay and Chargers is
a game. Yeah,
could be a pretty good game.
Both of those teams a lot to play for, and they're both playing really well.
Pittsburgh and Eagles. Why do all three of those games have to be on at the same damn time? You couldn't flex Green Bay and Seattle out for one of the better games?
So I've noticed this season that Fox and CBS have been way more stingy with some of these flex requests, because they're the network that has to give up their game for you to flex, and they are allowed to refuse. I forget how many of them. And they have just put their foot down and said, no, we're not giving the primetime game away. You wanted this to be the game. You should have scheduled it. You didn't. It's our game now. You're going to watch it on Fox, or you're not watching it anywhere.
All right. So which one of these games are you watching? Are you watching Bills and Lions? You watching Buccaneers and Chargers? You watching Steelers and Eagles?
I'm going to try to watch them all, but if I have to choose one, I'm going Bills Lions.
Me too.
That one's crazy good.
Can I tell you I'm so angry at the YouTube Sunday ticket thing. So one of the things that bothers me is I want to be able to set up my secondary TV with the picture, the four games on the screen, right? And then watch the game I want right in front of me on the big screen. The problem is they say, oh, yeah, you can edit and move your stuff around. But no, you can't. You can't do exactly what you want. They force you into certain scenarios where, because here's what it is. I don't like having the team that I have on the big screen also on the smaller screen. But they force you to do that sometimes. Because why? On my smaller screen, that one is ahead. So that's ahead of time. Back in the old days when I did the whole setup with DirecTV, I would just hit pause, let it catch up, and then I would take my finger off the button. So that way I didn't have spoilers. I hate spoilers when I'm trying to watch sports.
Yeah, that's the worst place to have spoilers.
And so it'll do a thing where you can have all three or just one, but not two plus the one up. Oh, it always happens in the afternoon like that. And it is pissing me off. I don't know if there's some deal. I don't know why. Is it the Fox games and the CBS games have to be shown together? I don't know what the deal is, but it angers me. And I'm not happy with Sunday Ticket. If I didn't have this at a discount, I'd just be done with it. So aggravated. Anyway, so now I have this problem, right? If I'm going to watch the Bills and the Lions on the big screen, do you think I could get just Tampa Bay and Chargers and Pittsburgh and Eagles on the secondary screen? I'm betting no.
I hope so for your sake, but it doesn't sound fun.
I'm to the point where I might just take a piece of paper and tape it to the screen to cover it. Because it's usually the bottom one is the one I don't want on the screen. I don't know. Hamlin Porter says, anyone else angry that Christmas football is on Netflix? I am so sick of paying for play football. Well, I already have Netflix, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, and
who doesn't have Netflix anymore?
I have Netflix, but I still don't watch it on there.
You're going to have to. You got no choice. It's the only place the Christmas football will be on.
There are sites.
Well, why not just watch it on Netflix? It's originating on Netflix.
I don't want them. I don't statistically want to be counted there.
So you're going to go through some dodgy, illegal site to get to a local broadcast.
It's how I watch almost all the other football I watch.
Just so you don't get counted as a person watching the football on Netflix? It's as a protest?
It's so easy for me to do that. Yeah, it's not even hard.
I've always really appreciated your pettiness. And this, I don't understand. I mean, listen.
Most Sundays I use the site, so all I have to do is go in there again. Like, I don't know. Nothing's changed.
You forwarded me the site.
I mean, I will. I think I meant to before. I just forgot. But yeah.
Make a note, please.
Okay.
Helen Porter says, did you see the Tyson fight on Netflix? What could possibly go wrong? Not that. That is not going to happen on Christmas. I would almost guarantee it. Why? Yeah. Because you had way more people people watching the Tyson fight than are going to watch the NFL. You'll get between 15 and 20 million people on Christmas watching the game. The Tyson fight was just ridiculous, and that's what crashed them. The NFL is not capable of crashing the Netflix setup. That is, I mean, I say that, and maybe I'm wrong.
See, what are the Christmas games? Because the Black Friday game was Chiefs and Raiders, so they weren't in danger of crashing that. But you got Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs Steelers on Christmas.
Yeah, but they didn't have Netflix has never done an NFL game before. To my knowledge.
Didn't they do the Black Friday game?
No, that was Amazon.
Oh, that was Amazon.
That was Amazon.
Okay, then maybe I mixed them up. My bad.
So yeah, Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs, and Pittsburgh are both games on Netflix or just one?
I believe they both are.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Believe it's.
I think maybe the Chiefs are the game. I don't know. Somebody should look that up, not name me. 888-368-1580. Hamilton Porter says they also have 700 people hosting it. Look that up. Huh? Beer Nut says, good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, they're both on Netflix, according to Netflix.
Okay. It's not evening. It's not evening until it's 6 p.m. in my book. 5 p.m. still feels like afternoon.
I think when the sky is dark, we're there. I'm going to use the sun as my guide on that.
Okay, because here's what I tell people: it's still night until I go to bed and wake up. So I don't care if it's 4 a.m. It's still nighttime. Till I go to bed and wake up, it's nighttime. This may not be correct, but it's correct for me.
Okay, fair.
Beer Nut says, shout out to whoever dropped Josh Allen in free agency. You damn right I picked him up. Also, thanks to everyone else in my league who did not pick him up. Wait, which league is this? If somebody has just jettisoned their players, I need to know. So, Beer Nuts, which league are you in? I need you to tell me that. Big George says, man, I'm all around in a bad place. Missed the Blender playoffs thanks to my auto-drafted team. Looking forward to changing platforms next season. Cardinals are in last place. At least we have ASU football. Yeah, we don't get to watch them play until New Year's, though. Devil Hawk says, how do you get a discount for Sunday ticket? Are you currently enrolled in college or university? I'm not, but our son is. Jonesy says, yeah, I might need that website. Well, he's not going to give it to you because I feel like that's not the kind of liability that, he's looking for, if you know what I mean. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, Keon, but
it's a liability, but
maybe let him slip into your DMs. You know what I mean? I don't think we need to do this here.
Find me on the X, I guess. If I'm on there, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Let's see here. Bullseye says, Keon, what's your home address? My boss at the FBI is asking. Moist one says,
the FBI wouldn't come after me. They go after the people who are rebroadcasting the games. That's what the rule is.
Moist one, I'm not reading that website because I'm pretty sure it's not what you're saying.
Nobody trusts you. You're Draymond Green right now. We just don't trust you.
Raven Kid says all 4 teams playing on Christmas have Saturday games the week before. Nice little 3 days in between games. Surely nothing will go wrong.
Oh, boy.
Do you mean Sunday or Saturday? Okay.
Well, because this is also the time of year where they just do Saturday games sometimes. So we shall see.
So why did you send me this, Hamilton Porter? Oh, I see. They have 700 people hosting it, and he shows all the different NFL people who are on Christmas game day on Netflix. Or are they just handing out piles of cash?
And why didn't they throw some piles of cash our way?
Kay
would've
Adams,
made that
Nate
fun.
Bargatze, Nate Burleson, Drew Brees, Melanie Collins, Robert Griffin III, Jamie Erdahl, Noah Eagle, Ian Eagle, Stacey Dale, Scott Hansen, Bert Kreischer, Devin McCourty, Jason McCourty, Greg Olson, Ian Rappaport, Steve Witch, Weish.
Yeah.
I like sandwich. JJ Watt, Mantateo. I bet they told him he was going to do it.
Manti-Teo?
They're not really going to have him do it. He's just gotcha.
I think they gave him the wrong address.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gene Sterator and Laura Rutledge. Okay.
I mean, they're all pros, I guess, except for Manti. I don't know what he's done as a broadcaster.
So we need to take a break.
Yeah.
And I need to go immediately to League 12
and look at the shenanigans
and commence my investigation. And here's the deal, Beer Nuts. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're probably not going to be able to keep that. We're going to have to do whatever we have to do to put everything back the way it was, because that is not the way we do things in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. Okay. It's going to seem unfair. It wasn't your fault, but we don't do that. When people drop all of their players and, out of like, I'm not in the playoffs, that's
Isn't
against
there
the rules.
a setting to make certain players undroppable? Because I know there are certain players that are like that. Like you shouldn't be even
think
be
he'd
able
be
to.
one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You shouldn't even be able to drop Josh Allen.
Yeah, Fighting Amish did this. God damn it. He dropped all his players. And now I've got to go back and undo all.
He dropped all. Why?
They do. People do that as like a little rage quit. So we will set this all right. Beernut says they didn't drop all their players. Yeah, but this is stupidity what they have done. And
oh boy,
Fighting Amish is in last place in the league. So that's why it was done. I am going to come into that league. We're going to fix this. This is not going to stay this way.
Oh boy. You got serious, Jeffrey, right now. That this is we don't play games like that, man.
No, man. That's what Fighting Amish did is 1,000,000% wrong. Oh, of course, it's Neil from the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph,
yeah,
if you're listening, Ralph Romano, come get your mans. So he did. What is this? What is this? What kind of ship are you running, Ralph? Ralph Romano from Harmon Solar. What is this?
I just have I just let the Beer Nuts keep it.
No,
at this point, I'm serious. I might now be knowing this. Let Beer Nuts keep this
because it's Neil, and you know that there was nothing nefarious. He was just being Neil.
Bullseye says, please don't check any other leagues to see if players dropped other players. I'm checking every league now.
see what we've done here. Also, God damn it, Neil.
Unbelievable. Is this his first year in fantasy football or something?
It can't be. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be surprised by that, but it would be the only explanation I would accept.
Such a girl thing to do. I mean, that's even. I take that back.
No, because
the women who've played in the fantasy football league
exactly.
I've only seen pouty ass men do this.
I know at least one woman playing in these leagues, and she is not doing anything dumb like that.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Yada yada yada. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
If you've been too busy to sign up for your health insurance plan, it's understandable. It's also why there's Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see the plans available to you and even speak to a licensed insurance agent. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. They'll answer your questions. And when you're ready, even help you apply. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. Getting your new health insurance plan could be easier than you think. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide, accepted in Massachusetts.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Porte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Dude, it's time to head to Grandma's for the holiday feast.
I mean, didn't you just smoke a bowl?
Yeah, but it's cool, man. Grandma won't notice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Someone noticed, and it wasn't Grandma. If you think that others can't tell that you've been smoking marijuana and driving high, think again. Always remember, if you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Oh, man. So now I guess after this show, the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, I've got to go online, do all of, remember at the beginning of the year where we cleared out everybody who did crap like this? I moved people around in other leagues, like people who, didn't update their lineups, gone. People who did these are gone. And then we moved everybody and compressed it, and everybody who's in, I was like, hey, I sent out emails saying, hey, when we're playing, make sure. And this was one of the things they said you're not going to do. Remember that?
We had that specifically. We talked about it for like 20 minutes.
Not just my imagination, right?
No, it was not.
And I thought, great. Now we finally, we probably got rid of 2 additional leagues worth of people, to get it just right, where everybody's playing and having a good time together. And now this. So now I find out that people are dumping their Scrabble letters, kicking over the board of Monopoly, jumping all their best players because they didn't make it into. By the way, how does he not make it into the playoffs with Josh Allen? Oh my God.
Like, how bad at fantasy football are you to have Josh Allen in a year like this where he's playing the way that he is? The Superman cape is out week after week, and you're last in the league. He's not just out of the playoffs. He's last.
This might be the last year I do this. This might be the last year I do this.
Oh, no. Neil broke you of all people.
Hamilton Porter says, please tell me Bert Kreischer's qualifications to commentate on football. I'm sure they're the same as Nate Bargatze's. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's there for actual the IQ of much of anything.
Yeah, they're just adding people to the broadcast to kind of make it goofy and a little silly and funny in different ways. Because I don't think they're trying to do a straight up TV broadcast. And I think they should avoid that because they're not good at it.
So I lit up Ralph's text. I told him about it. I was like, God damn it. He's like, what? That's all he said. So now I'm wondering if he is in on it. Like, hey, Neil.
I don't think he is.
Neil, I drop your best players, and I'll go in there and get them.
Because they're not in the same league, are they?
Yeah.
No, they are.
Yeah. See, Ralph is also in League 12 with the Weekend Warriors crew. And
I thought his team was doing pretty good there too before, though.
No. What? I'm just.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
He's fine. He's in third place there. Yeah. Beer Nuts is in fourth. But now Beer Nuts, if I leave this as it is, Beer Nuts has Josh Allen. To his credit, all he did was grab Josh Allen and Zane Gonzalez. So Neil didn't drop everybody. But
why drop
his entire bench?
That's more confusing. If you're going to drop everybody. Don't half-ass dropping everybody. You couldn't even drop everybody right.
Moist One says, yeah, I think Josh Allen should be ineligible in all leagues now.
What, in all leagues? No. What? Neil's
because Moist One must be playing
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen this week.
Which best of luck to you.
Beer Bob says, Jeffrey, if you're seriously done being commissioner for the Daily Blender leagues, I will gladly volunteer to keep the leagues alive to be commissioner next year. I might let you do that with your own league, like the one league you're in.
Literally just yours.
I don't know. Don't worry, I'm probably not going to rage quit, but god dang it. I don't know.
It's just a guy that's been in this building not knowing that is ridiculous. I'm a little bit more mad because it's Neil, and
that's
not
what
just
happens when you let podcasters into. Yeah. We are not the same.
No, we're not.
So yeah, I'm a little angry.
I understand. That's very frustrating.
So Bullseye, you better tell me what's up now. Because I got to go through every single league.
I'm just going to tell you right now, if he has to go find out, he's going to be less happy than if you just say what it is. That's just word of warning. Word of warning.
You tell me. Oh my God, this is so unfair to other players. The people who try, the people who are hustling, people are having fun. You ruin their fun when you do stuff like that. I hate that so much. So much. All right, not going to let it get to me. We were talking about the great matchups this weekend, and we didn't even get to Sunday Night Football. Not one of them. Green Bay Packers and the Seahawks. It's not going to be great. Should be a good game, but not like...
I mean, those are two good teams.
All right, so it's okay, I guess.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Moist One says, not fair that Beer Nuts to get the number one now, though. Think of his opponent. Well, here's the thing. He's playing in the league, in the playoffs, against Ralph, who let this happen. I don't know other people. I'm trying to look and see.
Because if you're paying attention in that league, didn't you notice there's a guy just offloading players?
When did he do this? He did it yesterday. He did it yesterday afternoon.
What?
Didn't these people end up on the waiver wire? How did this happen? I don't understand how you picked them up. So what's the day? Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Oh, did we change it to today? If you put in the waiver claim yesterday and it went through today?
I don't know. I got to go back and take a look at all this, but
it ain't great. It ain't great.
Beer Bob says, since Neil is an extension of Ralph, can you guys just punish Ralph? Ralph didn't do this. But I better find out he wasn't like, hey, Neil, here's what you should do.
that is going to be worse. Yeah.
Bullseye says, I'm not in any of your leagues. Not sure about any funny business going on there, but my work league has some shenanigans going on. Yeah. Okay, I don't believe you. I'll find out anyways.
We're on high alert right now. I hope you understand.
Oh my God. So, oh God, Vikings are hosting the Bears on Monday Night Football. Falcons against the Raiders on Monday Night Football, part 2. Yeah, that's right. Week 15 is another dual Monday Night Football. Ugh, hate that so much.
I was really hoping we were done with that. I was really glad when the last one that we had was the last one for a while. This is, it's just not having them on at the same time just really genuinely sucks.
So here's what I have decided. There's no good games on Sunday morning. There's no good games on Monday night, but there's a crap ton all at the same time. Way to go, NFL. Way to go. I mean, I know they can't know when they schedule these things, but they could have flexed. They could have flexed something the Monday night. I know they couldn't.
They could have. It's just, did CBS or Fox say no? Because if they did, because that's what happened with Commanders and Bears was it Commanders and Bears? No, it was Commanders and Ravens. That turned out to be a really good game. And so then NBC calls up CBS and says, hey, can we flex that game? It's a couple weeks out. And CBS basically said, kiss our ass. No, that game's going to be a great ratings game. It's going to be a fun game. A lot of people are going to watch it. You can't have it. And that was the end of that.
Oh, well.
So you hope
it's not a perfect science.
You hope there's some negotiation, but yeah, it doesn't always work out.
We should probably do on this date in Big Georgia sports history, but I think we're up against the music here in a minute, right?
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds out.
I'm scrolling through because he sent it to me just before the show. The first one is a bowling story, so no, we're not doing that.
Just right off the bat, you know how this goes.
Next one, I don't know. I don't know if I care about any of these. I'm scrolling. I'm trying. I'm hurrying. You care about Joe DiMaggio much? I don't know. I can't find one that I like. There's a Phoenix Coyotes. No, that just hurts too much.
Yeah, that's just salt in the wound.
I don't want to read about the Lakers. How about this? It was on this day in 1972 that Joe Namath of the Jets passed for 403 yards, and Don Maynard set an NFL record for career receptions in a loss to the Oakland Raiders. 7 catches, broke Raymond Berry's record of 631 by 1 catch. Oh, I see. It was a longer one than that. It's weird how some of these things get done in losses. So when you see Josh Allen maybe becoming the MVP favorite after a loss, it's not the first time things like that have happened.
Yeah.
All right, you better get your fantasy football lives in order. I'm coming. I'm checking on you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender here.